right, so it says stream. Hopefully we are live. I'll let you know once I see it up on my channel.
Okay.
Hopefully it worked correctly. Let's see. Oh, yep, here it is. So I guess we'll just wait for some people to come in now.
Okay.
I
Cool.
posted it in the Discord.
Okay.
Feel free to shill it everywhere. Let's get some people in here.
Oh no, I gotta spend at least a good 10 minutes to chill. So yeah, but
That was pretty cool. It joined instantly. It took Twitch a little while to join, so that was nice.
okay. So wait, where is this? Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I'm old. Where did you post it in yours? Just under announcements or
Ye I put it in the just regular chat.
chat time? Okay.
Yeah, we are
Snap.
live.
We are live. I need a linky dinky here.
Yep, there we go. Linky link.
Excellent. So, oh boy. Sorry.
The first ever podcast.
Yeah. No, it's dope, man. So let's add everyone. And then, I'll hit up Twitter after this.
Oh yeah, I definitely retweeted, but I don't know if anybody caught on to that. That's so crazy, dude. I did not know Piggy Bank freaking dipped out.
They rocked.
Yeah,
They rocked. That's crazy, ain't it?
it is crazy.
Like nobody wants that. I mean, and supposedly they were saying, dude, they were doing some crazy stuff. I'm gonna spill this tea right now. I don't want things to get too juicy before everybody starts piling in. But they were like, "Oh, if people send us nude pictures, we'll give you a free NFT."
Dude, I
This, that, and the
saw
other.
that.
Bro, it was nuts.
And
Like just terrible stuff.
they
Terrible
posted
on
that today,
International
right?
Women on International Women's
That's what I
Day.
was gonna say.
It's like what, bro? What?
The disrespect on top of the rug pull. Like they're just
Yeah,
trolling. They don't care. That type of stuff just really irks me.
yeah.
That's not what we need. Oh, that is so messed up.
Yeah, it don't sit well with me. But
Yo,
I
what's
mean,
up,
they're gone.
September? Let's see if I can get the thing to work and pull up September's thingy. All right, how do I do this? Where's thingy?
Okay, okay, okay.
All right, send. All right, is it over here? All right. And then if I go here, and then I go here, and then I do this. Oh, would you look at that?
You're like a wizard.
I want there to be a button to where it fades in and out, but I haven't figured that out yet. I'll get there.
Yeah. Oh,
What's
so
up,
that's
bro?
Tink. Nice.
Oh, that's Tink?
Yeah, she's a big Forgotten fan. I don't know if you've seen them,
I've seen
but
a little bit.
yeah,
I haven't done a deep
yeah,
dive,
they
but
look pretty.
I
Like
was
it's
interested.
super interactive. Super interactive. Like they do treasure hunts and everything like that. They got camps set up for like their kids and whatnot. And then they have their marketplace, which is the tent, the trading tent or whatever. Dude, that place is awesome. Like I looked at it and it was super cool. So
Hmm,
yeah,
that's awesome. Yo, what's up, O-side? Got some people in here now. I mean, only two, but maybe
it
we just
does.
start talking because we're gonna be able to put this out as well, and people will be able to
Yeah,
rewatch it.
yeah.
But yeah, so kind of hoping a few more people would join in though. Do you want to just start with the introductions, or do you want to wait a minute or two?
Oh, we can wait. We can wait.
Okay.
Ask people how their day is going or whatever.
Yeah,
I
how you
mean,
guys doing, man?
let's see,
Anything interesting happened besides piggy bank?
dude. Piggy bank rugging. I mean, I didn't do any research on them before, but it always sucks when somebody rugs. But I've always been kind of leery about DAOs anyway,
Yeah.
just because I don't know, when do you profit from it? Like everybody votes, right? And this, if like let's say you hold NFTs in this certain uh, of like piggy banks, right, or whatever, rats, right? However many rats I get is how many votes I get. And
Right.
so, does that mean we decide when to sell, or if I own enough, can I just be like, okay, well, I want to sell this, you know, at this particular price, and then they obviously get that standard cut of it. Am I understanding that right? Is that the
I
premise
believe
of it?
so. Yeah. The more rats tokens that you own, the more voting power you have. But the way I understood it before somebody explained that to me was I thought that the rats token was the overall value of all their NFTs that they owned divided by the total rat token. That's what I thought. But I was wondering when somebody explained that to me is how does that make any sense? Because you can't sell 1/10 of a clay to give me some of that money to earn
Right.
my rat, right? Like I can't
Like if
sell
I
like
want to dip out, let's say I just want to dip out, like I need some liquidity, I got to get rid of some of my rats here. You know, you can,
yeah,
like you said, you can't sell a tenth of a clay, but
yeah.
I guess you could sell that portion of your membership. Is that correct? Or
I mean, yeah, because you'd be selling your rat token, and then I guess the rat token is your voting power, so you would be selling your some of your power with your token, but the clay didn't get sold at all. And I
right,
guess the value didn't go anywhere either. It just went to somebody else. So I don't know.
right. So now we're putting a price on voting power.
Kind of,
I
yeah.
think at that point, right?
Basically, I
It's
mean,
like
I
my
don't know.
voting power
Maybe
is
we need
worth
to get
300.
rats down here. Have them explain it.
No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm just trying to understand it. That's it. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
to roll with it. I'm not trying to do anything here.
yeah.
So,
I feel you.
but yeah, so
Yeah, dude. I didn't think I jinxed it, man. I really jinxed it. I was covering a project and I was like, we haven't had a rug in a while, so it's all good. And then two rugs like back to back I found out about right after I
7
got on.
rugs in 1 week. It's like, oh man. And now, one of the 8 projects, I forget, it just rugged.
Yeah, Ape
I think they
Nation,
well,
right?
they left it for the community, right?
It was Ape
And
Nation, I
so
believe, right?
Ape Nation, yeah, yeah. Which I was looking at
Yeah.
their stuff, and it was all right, or whatever. It was kind of corny in a way, but like at the same time, like they had people behind them, and I guess they were silent for a while, just didn't say anything, and then all of a sudden, just they were like, left it for the community, enjoy. It's like,
I was like, thanks.
thanks, yeah, we're
Yeah, not
here.
what you wanted to hear, but appreciate it.
Yeah, yep. So yeah,
Yo, what's up, Eric? What's up, man? I think how many people we got now? We got 9 people now. We might as well start.
yeah, it's a party.
It's
It's
a
a
party
party,
now.
man.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, a little introduction, guys. I am Atlanick. It's on my channel, so you probably know. But yeah, I have my mint going tomorrow live, March 9th, 8 p.m. UTC. It's going to be a 300 drop, only 25 ADA, and it's basically like a budget Benjamin's Club. It's going to be aimed to be whitelisted spots, basically. So, the newest partnership that we have is with Ada and Vedas. I just love saying that name, Ada and Vedas. But
Yeah.
anyways, they have some really cool art. I made a video on them earlier today, so you can go check that out. But yeah, we get 20 whitelist spots if you're a holder, and the rarities do matter. So I'm waiting on CNFT bot to get back to me because they're going to help with all the verification in the Discord, and then I'll be able to pick the winners because I'm going to have a separate tab in my Discord where you can react to the Ada and Veda's post that I will make later, closer to their mint date. And then I will pick, first off, only the holders of my token will be able to react to that post. And then from there, I'll use a Discord randomizer to randomize the winners. And then I'll kind of give preference to the people who have the rarer card or Atlantic Ocean NFTs. But yeah, and this is Ikleenup from Lucky Lizard Club, and his mint is ongoing right now, and I'll let him get into that.
So yeah, I'm Ikleenup. I'm the creator of the Lucky Lizard Club, father of a beautiful daughter who's right over here with me. And so yeah, I've been in the space for over a year now. Well, the ADA realm space for over a year now, and we minted in October. Had a couple drops, including like an airdrop and some lo-fi tracks and whatnot, which are featured on I think a couple of your videos, right?
Almost every video, almost every
Yeah,
video, I put it in the background.
yes. So it's cool. Like, it was just randomly that I popped into one of your videos and I saw a track from the album playing, and I was like, "Oh crap, dude! I got a comment."
Heck yeah,
I couldn't believe it, and so I was super enthused with that. And so now we're doing obviously the public mint Raptors, and so minting's been kind of slow, a little rough, but the whole market is kind of down right now. I don't know if
yeah,
you've noticed that or not, but yeah, it just seems like you know we're going through a rough patch in general. So there's a lot of dismay in the uh, world. I think they don't know what's going to happen in war with wartime and stuff like that. So I think people are very skeptical, to say the least, on anything to do with finance or money or monetary value. So yeah,
yeah,
so that's me.
yeah. So, do you want to jump in and kind of talk about what we're planning on doing? I think we're gonna probably be trying to make this a weekly thing, and maybe after the second or third one, once we get our bearings and figure out all this streaming software and stuff, we want to kind of get some people on here and have some Nardwar type interviews.
Yeah, so I have a knack, I guess you would say, for investigation, for lack of better terms. It couldn't help me with some of my mints, because I got rugged on a couple of them. But nonetheless, like finding out who people are and asking for some backstories and other things like that, and kind of doing my due diligence on research. I would like to invite and interview with you, of course, people within the community that you guys would like to see, and so, of course, we all have our favorite projects and stuff like that. So obviously, if you guys have an idea, I put out a tweet that was like, hey, who would you want to see? You can just follow me at Lucky Lizard Club or whatever and respond to it. And I'm not bashful. I'll go up to anybody and ask them, hey, how would you feel about doing like a 10-minute interview? Of course, it's not a 10-minute interview. It's like an hour long session, but you know what I mean.
Throw them the
And
bait.
just being a part of it, I think it would be pretty cool. And so, we're looking at doing obviously a podcast every week. Weekly podcast would be great. We'd love it to be somewhere between what, like an hour or two long. You
Yeah, I
know,
think between
that
like an
way, if
hour and 2 hours, nothing crazy.
right, right, somewhere in between there. So where, if you're out doing something, like if you're shopping for groceries or you have a project to do, you can actually listen to it the entire time, or watch it and kind of get your fill and joke around and have fun. So we're here to have a good time. We're here to do some research as well, on projects and creators and other things like that in the space, because I feel like I don't know every project that's out there, and I haven't been exposed to every single project. There's a guy, that I know within our space, Cardatson, who is like all over the place. Same with September, who's in here, Tink. Like, they show me discords that I would have no idea who they are, and thank you for that. So it gives me a chance to research things, and so if people can come to the podcast and obviously get automatic research by us asking questions, maybe in-depth questions, or just base level questions about what their project is and what they're like. I think that would be very beneficial to the space, and it would save people a little bit of time. I mean, you come up with like so many videos. Like, it's been like 4 in the past 2 days, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
something crazy, like five or
It,
six
it
in the
might
past two
even
days.
it might even be six now because I did 2 videos because I just kind of did it out of nowhere because A to Zoo came out and then they had their game released right after their launch, and I was like, okay. And in my eyes, I thought it was the first NFT game, so that's why I made the video. I was like, this is super cool. And it turns out that there was actually crypto raggies, which was the video I made today, because I was
Right.
like, I gotta, if they were literally the first one, I gotta shout them out. I gotta make a video on them. So
Which, if you need help on that, and I tagged her on Twitter, Tink, who's in there, September in the video right now, she is a ragaholic. Like she loves raggies. She plays like there are plenty of times where she's in the Discord voice because generally I'm in Discord chat at least once per day. The voice chat. She was in there and you could hear it in the background noise, like her tapping the space bar like up, and doing her raggy rage and stuff like that. So it was pretty fun. They have leaderboards and other things like that.
yeah,
It's pretty cool. And then they did a collab with Block Owls.
yep.
Where you collect block owls. Do you have block owls?
I don't. Oh man, I don't. When I first saw them, I was like, yo, this is the coolest freaking art I have seen in a
Yeah,
long time. And I was like, I
yeah.
might just buy one because it's so freaking cool. But it was
It,
like
which
double mint price, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And now it's like 4x, 5x mint price.
right,
So,
right. And so, because I'm a large man. I originally wanted like the king, like the burger one. That thing was so cute. But all of them are that way. Like
they
they're
look
all pretty
so
cute.
cool.
There hasn't really been one that I haven't been like, oh, that's nice to look at. All of these things are nice to look at. So shout out to Block Owls for that.
Do you
But yeah,
actually do you know about what they were doing? Because I think they had like an update or an upgrade with the Block Owls. Do you know about that?
so
Like,
I don't think it's like season two. I think they're just, I don't know if it's adding more things inside of the figure. If somebody from the chat or whatever can coach us on this or like whatever it is, but I think they are literally just updating the art.
okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So
Yeah,
I don't think they're doing like a season two just yet.
I thought, didn't you have to sign up in their Discord for their next 2,200 drop or something like that? You had to like fill out one of those Google forms or
I
Google
think so.
Sheets.
Yeah, Google form, like a Google form. Yeah.
Yeah. Sold my block owls today to buy cheaper at season 2. Okay. So you sold your block
Okay.
owl, I'm assuming, for like 250, 300 in that range so that you could mint one for 90 for the season 2. Eric,
Okay.
let's see.
Okay.
This is where I can maybe use this and then go to send. And oh, look at that. Sold
See, there you go.
my
And he's got a Death Squad
Heck
profile
yeah.
pic. That's pretty cool.
Dude, I've known Eric for a while in my Discord, and I actually didn't even know it was a Death Squad NFT for like the first month that I knew him. I was just like, oh, he's got a cool profile pic.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, the plan is also like, we would ask questions or whatever, and people answer them. Or if you have a question, we feel like it's worth talking about. Um, Maybe doing like giveaways and other things like that, or prizes for people who really like contribute and other things like that. Because I know that you're a pretty giving guy, and I for sure am, and I like giving back to people who invest in like kind of what we're doing or whatever. And so I think that with the guest slots and other things like that, it should be pretty awesome. I
Yeah,
don't know how many people do it in the space, but hopefully like we're one of the first for sure.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. I'm hoping I can continue to like get back into the flipping zone, but I mean, not right now. Apparently, it's not gonna work. But if I could continue to have done what I did before, like get like 4 or 5 of these NFTs, sell like 2 or 3 of them, be in the money, and then give away one of them, that'd be pretty cool.
Right. Right. No, that would be pretty awesome. And
Yeah,
so, um, yeah, but that's kind of what we're here about. We're providing knowledge and like having a good time because it's not always going to be 100% just Cardano talk. Like, there's not enough Cardano news essentially for that to happen.
there's enough
Like, we're going to talk
projects,
about
but they're
personal
not they're
life.
not all worth it.
Right, right, right. And you do most of the coverage inside your YouTube, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
you
gets kind of
cover.
exhausting, honestly, but I love it because it's just
He's
like,
like constantly F5ing the Win CNFT,
well, it's
calendar
because like
pages and whatnot.
when I first started doing it, a lot of people put all their information in announcements, and then people got a little bit smarter with it, and they started developing like the facts page, and then that was like all of the mint info and like some of the royalties, the amounts, the price, all of that stuff was like really nice to see. And
Okay.
then they made it even nicer by separating that into like a roadmap, so you could see like, okay, this is everything for the mint, this is everything for the roadmap, and then this is everything for the team. But some, they just have it all in like announcements, and it's just like, dude, I gotta go through so many announcements to like
Yeah,
find all the
I
info.
should. I feel like that's a shot at me right now.
Is it?
I feel like that's a because I have everything in announcements, dude. I really need to clean that thing up. So yeah. But yeah. So I mean, we're looking to have fun, right? I mean, that's pretty much the name of the game, just like everybody else inside here. Um, just looking to have fun. And
Yeah.
what? How did we get here? Like, so we have not that much of a backstory, I would say, between you and I, right? We've had a couple things, and then just like normal, like I've literally just tweeted you. I'm like, when are we going to do this podcast? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like no BS. A couple days later we're meeting up and saying hi or whatever, and for really the first time. And then it's like, all right, let's do a podcast. We've got it,
Yeah.
and I think we mesh well together. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
I first had a conversation with you when you showed me snow skellies, and I jumped into the Discord with you guys while we were doing the skelly fights,
Okay.
and that was my first time ever interacting. And I was so new. I only had this was back when I had like 200 or 300 followers, and I was like still
Yeah.
like, nervous. Like, how do people like perceive me? Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I joined the call and I was like super quiet. I was like, hey guys.
Yeah. But like true OG, right? One of the main guys in my Discord, J Hub, who's
Oh,
a huge fan of yours,
I love J
almost like
Hub,
a
dude.
fan, like a fanboy,
That's
and he was like
awesome. That's
rapping. He
awesome.
was rapping to your rap, when you did
That's
your intro to your videos. He's like, "Oh my God, it's that guy!" It's amazing. So you're like a celeb. You had your celeb moment there for a little bit.
yeah,
So that was pretty cool. Yeah, we should probably do the battle. We should probably do a fight night
yeah.
at
I'm
some
down.
point again, because
Get him on here
especially with
too.
them, they were really cool. Like
Yeah.
I like doing that. It was a really fun game. That was the first time I've ever seen like a Discord game like that. What's the Discord game that people do? It's like a is
Gartic.
it quiz? Yeah, Gartic. Yeah. What is that? What is because I've heard about it. I've
So,
never participated.
from my understanding, is it's kind of like a quiz game, and the whole and guys, please. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about, so make sure you keep me on point. If I'm wrong, throw it in the comments. But like, from what I understand, is it's like a quiz, and anybody in the chat can answer it, and you're playing as like a team. And once you hit like a certain amount of points, or at least this is how I've seen some people do it, then they do giveaways to random people. And it's not just necessarily the person who got the answer right. It's just you play as a team, and then once it's right, then they do like random giveaways to everybody who participated.
Okay.
I believe that's
Okay.
how it is. Not a fan of Gartic. Oh, okay, okay. It's like telephone.
Okay.
Uh, Maybe you need to explain what telephone is. I don't know. I feel like
Okay,
telephone
so
is like,
telephone, at least what I'm thinking back in the day was you would get into your school, right? So you would be with your classmates, and then somebody would whisper a secret to somebody, right? And they would whisper it to the next person. As that got transferred from person to person, it would change and morph into a completely different phrase by the end of it. So I think that
how do you do that
is
with
the general
texting
basis of
and with like a Discord?
it. Listen, I didn't set up the game. I do not know. But I know that people, it's all the rave. Like people
Yeah,
love it. I
people do love
guess
it.
well, a bunch of people. I should probably look into it to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Um, you know. So, how did you get started in Ada? I don't know if you have covered this correctly in one of your videos.
I
Like,
think
what
I
was the
spoke
baby
on it
stages?
a little bit maybe when I was on Blake CNFT on his I think he does like Friday weekly Friday streams for like an hour, similar to like the podcast, but it's all just he goes over the top 10 on Open CNFT. Um and but I'll go over it because I don't think most people heard it, and maybe I didn't get into it, but it was actually my best friend, Jack. He's definitely not watching, but I love you, brother. Um, he
Yeah.
told me, about Cardano because I was telling him like, oh, you should just get Ethereum. Like, it's pretty safe. Like nobody wants to buy Bitcoin though because you can only double in like 2 years. Like, what is that? You can get into Ethereum
Right.
and potentially like 10x. As opposed to
Right.
Bitcoin, you probably won't. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, but Cardano is doing this and it's gonna be big in Africa and it's doing this and it's doing that. And we kind of have like these ideas that we constantly bounce off each other, but every
Yeah.
once in a while we'll tell each other like this is the one. And like we don't use that very often because we want to like keep it real. And he was telling me about that with Cardano back when it was at a dollar like 15, maybe dollar 20. And
Wow. Okay.
yeah. And I was like,
I
all right,
got you.
dude. Like, I was broke at the time. I only had like $1,000 to invest, and I was like, all right, I put it all on Cardano, and that was my first step into it. And then, from there, I just continued to like do my job and continued to buy a little bit more Cardano as it fell and as it went up and stuff. But you know, uh, I started seeing NFTs go crazy, and then I was like, okay, how do I get into NFTs? And that was like, dude, I had to research for like 5 days straight. I was just like, I cannot figure this out. This is like a lot of information, and I wanted to get into Ethereum NFTs. But then once I found out about the gas fees, I was like, dude, I
Yeah.
only have 500 to invest. I don't have 500 just for the gas.
Right.
I was like, dude,
Yeah.
screw this. I'm out. And then,
Yeah.
I started looking at other platforms, and I was like, it can't be expensive on Cardano. Like the whole point of Cardano was for like cheap fees and stuff. Let me look. And so I looked, and yeah, I mean, thousands and thousands of ADA later, I got a bunch of NFTs.
Right. 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 What was your first project?
My first project was Cardano Kids.
Okay.
And, I was like, well, it's an OG. It's like one of the very first projects on here. I can't go wrong. I'm going to go big on my first one because, there's no way I could possibly be wrong about Cardano Kids.
Right.
And I bought 10 of them, which you get one for free if you did, and it was 400 ADA, and I only had like 1,000 ADA to spend, so I went big
Yes.
my first one,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
season 7, and season 7 was horrible. Season 7 was the first time Cardano Kids decided to print more than 1,000, and they didn't just print more
Yeah.
than 1,000. They printed close to 11,000 of these.
Dude.
So
Was it unlimited or was it just a one time?
I thought it wasn't going to be unlimited, but they decided it was going to be unlimited. And like they decided it was going to be unlimited, I think like maybe like right before the mint, and I think I missed that, or maybe it was like during the mint. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
But they were like, "Hey, we've seen the largest volume that we've ever seen, and we were going to make it unlimited, and too many transactions went through, so we actually had to stop." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. They at least stopped it." But I didn't know they stopped it after 11,000.
They stopped it at 11,000.
It's like
That's so
10,000
many.
something. And so,
That's so many. Yeah, it
yeah,
hit the market.
started off with a loss. Pretty strong loss.
Okay.
What about
Yeah.
you?
So that was good. So Cardano Kids, I think was if Ghost is in here, I think that was one of Ghost's first mints. He ended up getting Cardano Kids as well. So don't feel bad. He's like a mod in my chat or whatever. And so I think that was one of his first mints as well. My first mint was the original Yummy Universe, right? The little Narus, the extra hate and extra love. And they were kind of like 3D figurines or whatever, or a card, right? And so then you would send it in and you would get a 3D figurine eventually. Um, so I had one of the original cards, and I think the first one that I got was Extra Hate, and it was just this mean looking narwhal, and I bought it, and it sat in my wallet for like the longest time, like the longest time. And I just looked at it, and then all of a sudden, Yummy Universe like popped off, you know, and I never thought I would be able to recoup my ADA. I was like, I spent 50 ADA on this one little narwhal, and I haven't done anything with it. It's just been sitting in my wallet. I would show people at my job and be like, "This is an NFT," and they're like, Great, you're stupid. Like, what do you do? What are you doing? And so, that was my first NFT. And so then once they popped off, I think I ended up selling it, just to help fund the project and stuff, and kind of pad the pockets a little bit, And so when you see an opening, sometimes you have to go for it. And so that
Yeah.
was the opening, and I decided to kiss it audio. So I figure if I really wanted to, I could pick it up later, to hold some sort of symbolic value, but it won't ever be like the same one. So, yeah, it's hasta la pasta for that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that, it was like slowly but steadily, I just started getting more NFTs, and then I talked to my buddy Ghost Tyler, and I was like, dude, I gotta stop, dude. I'm just minting literally everything right now,
Yeah.
which I think is what all of us do, right? When we first get in, it's like, okay, cool. One, it's one. You're fooling yourself the entire time. You're like, I'm just gonna mint one, and then next thing you know, it's
Yep.
like you're staying up till 4 a.m. watching the store, seeing what's on sale, see if you can get it at 1 ADA below where you want it to be, so you can get that deal. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're all strung out junkies on NFTs, man, and
Man,
it definitely hits you. That's for sure.
you
They are
should have
addictive.
seen me on the cornucopias mint. Oh my god. So like I was freaking out because all right, first off, the cornucopias mint was insane. All right, it had its ups and
Yeah,
downs throughout the entire thing. But
yeah,
I finally get to where I can purchase my 3 and I send in the transaction. I'm going through my data list. I set up my Nami to go through data lists and I was like, "Okay, cool.
yeah,
I'm gonna get my NFTs in about 30 minutes, no more, and I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna sell one. This is what I do. I'm happy."
yeah.
2 hours and 45 minutes later, I finally get
Woo!
my 3. Okay. But before I got those, I was like, okay, like I'm sitting there. I was waiting. I was probably at my computer for 8 hours just focused on cornucopias.
Yeah,
And I thought it didn't go through. I thought, okay, crap, I missed bubble jets. I need to get one off the floor before they go crazy. I need
right.
to. So I found one for 180. Transaction failed. I was pissed
Ooh,
because 180 was solid. The floor was like
right.
300 when I found it for 180. It was sick. I got it real quick. I was like,
Yes.
yes, like money, like I got this. And then
We're in.
right, and then it failed, and I was like, okay, crap, crap, crap. I need to get another one. And it was like 280 sold, 280 sold, 280 sold, and then I saw one for 250, and I was like, boom, clicked it, I got it. And then the floor instantly dipped all the way down, and then I get my other 3. They're all common and one uncommon, so I got freaking crap luck. And I was just like, okay,
Yeah,
now I have 3 commons and an uncommon for a horrible price range, and the
right,
price is dipping consistently. So,
right.
but while that was happening, I was clicking refresh so many times. I was on the phone with the artist, BlindGirl. Shout outs to you.
Yeah.
And she was drawing the arts and like showing me like pictures and stuff, and she's like, "Are you clicking the refresh button that many times?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can hear that." She's like, "Yeah, it's really annoying actually." And I was like, I'm sorry." She's like, "No, it's cool, but
Yeah.
but I gotta go. It's giving me a headache." I was like, "All right," and I would just I was
You're
just
just refreshing, dude.
dude, I was
Hell
a
yeah.
junkie. I was definitely a
Yeah.
junkie.
So, sometimes when I decide to mint a project, I haven't had much luck lately. I originally was going to get into, and I forget what the 3 were that I was going to get into and just like ape into, because I wanted to start flipping a little bit, to do certain things that I really wanted to do, and I decided I wanted to go, and I forget, was it Soho Kids first? Then it went to something else, and then Fud Buddies, I want to say. So it was Soho, uh, no, Bright Pals, Soho, and then Fud Buddies, right? Those
Yep.
were the 3. I was like, that's it. This is my bank. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw in a couple thousand ADA in each of them, and then just start selling on secondary, flip it a little bit and get some profit, and really do some things that I wanted to do. And then congestion happened, and then you know seaplanes happened, and then it was like, oh crap, dude, this is not great. And so that kind of thwarted some plans that I had. But the first one, when I decide that I want to like kind of mint something and go in, I'll generally either have a mint night or announce something. You know what I'm saying? Now, I haven't been able to announce anything lately because, frankly, I haven't minted anything. I haven't been able to mint anything. And
Yeah.
so I, I I got home late one night after working my second job, and Shaggy, who was in there, and I think a couple other people at Ghost were like, "Hey, tell me what you think about these chilled Kongs." I took a look. I looked at them before, and I was like, who knows what's going to happen? Like, we'll see. And so it was slow. It was not a slow mint, I would say, but it was just like steady. And so I held like what at night I held a minting party essentially. And so I was like, I'm just gonna buy 10. I'm gonna buy 10, see what happened. And then they landed in there. This was back in December when Cardano was actually like usable. And when you meant something, it would show up like 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
So I minted 10. I like the way they look. I felt like I didn't get anything rare. And so I was like, okay, how about another 10? How about another 10? And I was like, guys, you got to stop me. That was on my 30th one, right? So on my row of 30, I was like, guys, I got to stop, like, or else I'm not going to stop. And then I just kept clicking in the background. They're like, are you minting again? And we're watching it as it's falling on the blockchain. And I'm like, those are all my Kongs, man. Like,
Oh my
and so
God.
99 Kongs later, um, I stopped. I couldn't do it. I had uh, given all that I could give in that mint. And so I was just like, I'm done. I can't do anymore. But yeah, that happened to be one of the most surprising mints that I have ever been a part of. And it was also really fun because everybody was like, Brandon, you got to stop. You got to stop. They're
Which
like
made you probably
trying
want
to
to go
intervene
more.
and they're trying to give me solid advice. And I'm like, man, had I known, I would have just kept pulling the trigger.
I mean, you're never gonna
You
know
know,
though.
yeah, Jake Shepard, who's a dude that I DM'd and we were talking, we were comparing wallets and this, that, and the other. 750.
That's
He
how many he
minted
minted.
750 of those things. And that's like Cardano, like retirement money, dog. Like
Yeah.
a year or two from now. Um, that's retirement money right there, man. Or like whatever it is, it's at least going to buy you a house.
Does he still own them?
Yeah. He's given away like 10. Dude, and no, let's bring this up, okay? Let's talk about this. So I had a giveaway of 4 Kongs. Guess who got one of those Kongs? Guess who?
Let's go.
This guy. What did you do with it?
Can we next topic? We
What
could
did you
we
do?
could just talk about something else if we want to bring that up.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
you were talking about sometimes you need to get a little liquidity, right? Well,
There you go. Okay.
uh,
Okay.
dude, everything was doing bad except for like four projects, and those four projects that I was watching, I don't remember what they were. They would go from about 50 ADA to 200, and then they would fall right back down and then stay at like 30 ADA. All right, that happened
Right.
like 3 or 4 times. I don't know what the projects were during that time.
I want to say it was like Pixels, Yummy Universe. Um, I think even Clay's at that point, right? Because they weren't.
They dropped down to like
No, no, no,
700s,
no.
high 600s, but they didn't
Yeah,
ever
they were
fall back
somewhere
down
in
that
between
much.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but anyways, I saw that happen, and then I saw it happen with Kongs where they bumped up to 200, and then they fell down to 100, and I was like, oh
Right.
crap, and then they bumped back up to 200, and I was like, I've seen this before. I'm smart. I'm gonna sell at 200, and I'll be done. I'll just make 200 ADA. Ha ha. I'm
Yeah.
smart. I'm better than you. And then they poof, blast off.
Yeah. Took off to like 900.
Yeah, and
You
I had a
know,
cool one too. You
and
gave me the one with the shades on, and he had some
yep.
other cool. He looked fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good one. I mean, that was my end, and now I feel like this is why you're doing this podcast. Is this why you're doing this podcast with me? Just because you want to give away from me one time, and now you feel bad.
No,
That's all it
I need to keep my eye on you so that I can win your other giveaways.
that is true. That is true. Um, but yeah, so for valued NFTs, I feel like, you know, chilled Kongs, I think are going to be really good. I think they're going to be stable. Like if you were to buy one now, I mean, they're going to go down further. I truly believe, but they're going to be a solid project to get into. Like, what would you say is a project that might be undervalued? A CNFT that's undervalued at this point?
I mean, all of them, but like the most undervalued, you mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I'd
sure.
say
I,
like a
like
lot of them.
in
Um,
your opinion, probably the most.
it's really interesting because there was that whole Cardano buzz news, and Pavia went to crap after that. And then
Okay.
at the same time, Pavia had their third release, and we've seen it bounce all the way back up to 500, and now I saw some people buy today at like 290, 280, and like Pavia for 280, I think that's pretty fair. I think it's undervalued. That's like the one that I'm debating. But also, I was wanting to get another Clay at 1450, and now they're 1350. So,
Right.
I still got my eyes on some Clays too. I
I
haven't pulled the
think,
trigger, but
yeah, which I know you're a clay holder.
only one. That's why I want another one.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
It's just one.
Yep.
My first clay was a laser eyes
Ooh.
one that I got, and it was nice. It was very, very nice. Um, but like, I think Pavia is pretty good. I think they have backing from. Is it okay? So people are trying to get. Is it certified? Pavia certified
Oh, the
to be in their
PCAs?
metaverse or Pavia compatible
Yeah. Pavia compatible
asset?
assets. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And so with those, it's like you submit your project and the assets like to be within the world. Is that correct?
Maybe. I think it's something like that. There's a few projects that make 3D. Like, it has to be a 3D asset, I believe. And
Right.
then, yeah, that only makes sense. And then, but there's some projects that are specifically like for metaverses. Let me actually, there was one somebody showed me on a live stream that I think I stayed in because it looked cool. Cardano Villa, if you guys have seen that.
The Cardano villas. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
I'm not tech savvy enough to pull that up on the screen, but I will figure that out sometime for the next podcast.
Okay.
But Cardano Villa, if you guys haven't seen that, they have some like really cool things. It's like a building. It looks like a 3D building that could be like plopped onto a plot in Pavia.
Right.
And there's even like there's like the building here, right? Horrible
Right.
representation, and then like above it is like
Right.
a billboard. So I'm assuming in that asset you can also charge people to, I guess like market.
For advertisements.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. And like, so there's one project I would love to see if they wanted to do something like that. I don't know if they're building their own like metaverse or whatever, but Beyond Rockets. I love Beyond Rockets, like their rooms and stuff like that. Their 3D rooms and whatnot. I don't know if you've checked it out or not,
I have not.
but Beyond Rockets, they came out with the first, I think, lo-fi album on Cardano. But the only thing is like I couldn't listen to it on mobile, so I didn't. Um,
Hmm.
but I have it like in my wallet. I have to be on desktop to listen to it.
They
And
have
so
11K followers on Twitter. They are popular.
yeah, they are. They're very popular. They're like considered one of the OGs, and they're heavily supported by the CNFT update show and those guys, Trevor and
Okay.
Alyssa and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they have pretty solid backing, and they always like um, are always dropping with Buffy Bot and stuff like that. So they work really well together. But it's kind of like they have buildings and other things like that. And I wish they would plop those buildings into like a Pavia place because the thing is like I think somebody spoke about this, but if I were to own like a metaverse place, I think I would want like a mansion, right? You know what I mean, or something, not just like a plain
Yeah.
ordinary house, or you know what I mean. What does your Pavia mansion look like? Because they have estates, okay, and do those estates have like castle on there or something. I haven't done a whole lot of Pavia like research, I guess you would say,
I don't
for
know
lack
much
of better
about
terms.
Pavia, honestly. This is a J crypto question.
Okay.
Pavia Estate. Let me look it up. Maybe somebody knows. Pavia Estate CNFT. Nope. No like things were popping up. Maybe I need to look it up on JPEG. Pavia Estate.
No, so estates is like nine. I think it's like 9 plots
Oh, so
in the
they don't have the
metaverse.
buildings yet, like developed.
I don't think so. I feel like Tink should know this. She is like the
Somebody's got to know.
CNFT connoisseur. Okay. I know that she can give all the details and information on this sort of stuff.
Three by
Um,
three. Yeah, so nine.
yeah, so it's 9.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's like luck of the draw. So just because you mint like a 3 by 3 doesn't mean you're going to get an estate. You have
So
to
how
be
do they
lucky.
do it? Like, is the estate a separate NFT?
I think so. I
It must
think
be.
so. I want to say it is.
I feel like it has to be. Because how would
Yeah.
you sell them?
Listen, you don't sell estates, all right? Not in the metaverse. Plus, they got broke off with a bunch of Pavia, right? For holding.
What do you mean they got broke off?
So when they decided to distribute their coin, right, on Pavia or the Pavia coin or whatever, the holders got broke off with like a bunch of Pavia
Coins.
coin
Yeah.
per thing. So it was like I heard they made so much money because what happened is once people saw that the coin came out, they went on Muesli Swap, right? And just started buying the crap out of it, which raised the price of it. So those people who had those plots were making like I think it was like 1,800 per plot in ADA. It was nuts.
That's
Like
insane.
heck of an investment, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
let's
first
see,
metaverse,
under
first mover advantage, you know?
yeah, yeah, that is true, and they're huge. Like
Yeah.
they're huge. I'm kind of interested to see what happens. Me personally, I think metaverse or whatever it is like maybe a couple years away. So it's just too much for me to hold right now when I can make a bet and try to say, well, somebody's going to paper hand it like when during the summer. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Or like later on down the line. I
I
think
mean,
people are going to be
now
like,
could be that
"Oh,
paper handed opportunity.
yeah,
290, you know, like they were
yeah,
just
that is true. I
900 like
mean,
a
that is
month ago.
true. Yeah. But the point is, you want to find plots in a square, right? So it might be hard unless the person is selling multiple
Um,
plots, then
I mean, in general, though, if you're just looking to make money, then you don't really care if you only own one plot.
yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I own two just from the last mint, and honestly, I got really lucky, and unlucky at the same time. I tried to buy it from the season two, I tried to buy 10, and my transaction would not go through because I was on Thanksgiving break at my family's house using my mom's laptop, which is a piece of crap. So
Ooh.
it couldn't do it, and so I was really bummed out. And but then they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, season three or our season three drop. You know, if you missed out on season two, we got you. Like, just apply, and we're gonna take that into consideration." And man, the names came around, and I wasn't picked, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn!" But I got lucky because shout outs to Ryda in my Discord. He cheated the system probably a little bit because he put in multiple wallets, and a bunch of his wallets or a few of his wallets got approved, and he was like, "Hey, I have an extra wallet that I, you know, don't want to do or whatever," and so he gave me his wallet so I could use his wallet to buy. And
Oh wow.
yeah, I mean, he didn't have any ADA in it, but still, like, you know, he could
That's
have
not
easily
here.
made
First of
money.
all, that's not cheating the system anymore.
I mean, that's just
That's
part of
like
the game.
considered commonplace.
Yeah,
Like that's part of the game, right?
yeah,
People are like multiple wallets. I'm opening 6 of these things and let's all just press mint at the same time, right?
yeah,
That's commonplace now.
yeah,
It's not even gaming the system anymore. It's just like if you don't do it, Joe Schmo down the street is going to.
yeah,
And now you're going to miss out on mint. So I hate to be like that dude that's like, you got to do it. But after being in this game for a while, it's like, I mean, let's be honest here. The name of the game is I want to get a mint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of these other people, we all try to be honest engines and things like that about it, and that's good. Like if you can do it that way, man, kudos to you. But
Yeah.
I know way too many people that are trying to cheat the system. I'm trying to think who was it? Was it people they let out a whitelist, right? Was it Soho? And then
Yeah.
people who weren't supposed to mint ended up getting the address, and they were like, "Well, we're just going to keep." No,
No.
it was
What
Bright
happened?
Pals.
No, 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 no. It was Soho. This is what
Was it
happened.
Soho?
This is what happened. Soho came out. They said you need to apply for your address. You need to apply for a whitelist spot, and those are the only people who can mint. Period. You will have 24 hours to mint. Relax. Maybe it was even like 2 days that you could
Three
mint or
days.
something. 3 days.
3 days. It
Yep.
was.
Yep.
I
And
confirm. I confirm.
no, no, no. Confirm. That was Bright Pals.
Was that Bright Pal?
That was
It
Bright
was,
Pals.
dude.
Soho.
It was two
Bro, I'm
weeks
getting
of
ready to
mints
punch
that were
right now, man.
absolute shit. It was 2 weeks of absolute shit. That's what I will say. No, no, and no disrespect to those teams, to the projects, whatever. Do your thing. I like Soho's, whatever. But the mints were not great, and I don't think
No.
I'm, you know, seaplanes and this, that, and the other. It was, but people got a hold of it, right? And they were like, "Oh, you're gonna have 3 days to mint. Take it easy. You've been reserved, right?" And needless to say, they weren't reserved. Um,
No. No.
people were just like, buy. Okay, buy one more. Okay, I'm gonna buy more.
Dude, it was so messed up. I don't think it was limited either. It was supposed to be one per transaction. You could have
No.
minted infinite. It was supposed to
Yes.
be address specific. Any address worked.
Right.
I sent my address, and for whatever reason, my transaction failed. I was making videos and talking to other people and planning stuff, so I didn't pay attention. I was gonna check it a
Okay.
few hours later because I knew it was gonna be a long mint. Came back,
Right.
found out everybody, all of them were gone. I was super disgusted and angry because I had just gotten screwed by Bright Pals a few days before that.
Yeah,
Because
that is
Bright
true.
Pals
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, you just need to use this new bot that we thought of about 2 seconds ago and do hashtag confirm. And so, like, also, once you do that, wait for the bot to tell you that you're okay to mint. So I did it, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and nothing. And then they
So
told me
yeah,
sold out. And I was like, what do you mean sold out?
it was like 10,000 people, or how many people in the Discord?
I don't know. It was a lot.
And every single one of them was like exclamation point confirm. Dude, I watched it and I was just like, "Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is not going to be great for me."
And then the
So I
one
just
before
dipped out
that,
after that.
it was actually like back to back to back horrible mints that I was a part of, which in my eyes means I was picking the right ones, but they just executed poorly. Because when there's that
Right.
much hype, you're picking the right ones. It's just that because there's so much hype and because the blockchain wasn't doing so well, it struggled and it had a bunch of errors.
Right.
Woodlords was the first one that really started off my whole like negative emotions of minting.
Okay.
I don't even
Okay.
remember what happened with Woodlords, but it was some similar BS basically. And
Yeah.
then we had Disco Solaris after all that with the seaplanes, and
I had Disco Solaris, and I think I got like 20 of them.
damn,
You know what I mean?
how
Yeah, cheating the system. But here's the
whitelist?
thing. I had hold on, hold on. No. Public mint. Now here's the thing. I got 20 of them, right? Like nine of them were off secondary right when it first came out. Do you have any idea how much they cost when it first came out on JPEG?
I do, because that's when I instantly sold. They were about 300 to 400.
They were about 300 to 400. So nine of those were out of my wallet at 3 to 400. So you're talking 2,700 ADA. And do you know what happened after mint?
Yeah, they went all the way down to like 60 or 70, somewhere around there.
50 or 60? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And so I had to bite the bullet, right? And I had to wait. I was like, I can only lose so much. And I was like, I'll sell it like 100, 150. And then all of a sudden it went up, up, up. And then I was like, okay, I'm out, you
yep.
know? I basically just broke even. And
Mm.
so I liked it. I liked the art. Like it was really cool. Like I like the colors and everything like that. So I ended up keeping one, but that's going to stay in my wallet. I have no
I kept one as well.
reason to sell it, you
Yeah.
know.
I did really, really well on that, but and I found out you do not like to go on to, or you shouldn't go onto Twitter, and you shouldn't ever say this mint did good, even if it did decently, because people will be down your throat. I found that out.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, yes, they will.
but
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
biased because I got whitelisted, and when I did the whitelist, I got my three instantly, and I sold all of them instantly. I sold one for 280, one for 260, and one for 150, and I was like, boom, I am the best flipper in the world. Let's go. and
Getting cocky, baby.
yeah, I got cocky, and I was like, yo, great flip on Disco Solaris, not knowing that the public mint went absolutely horrible. And then
Yes.
like in the public mint, I was aware that it wasn't doing great, but I spammed the seaplanes and I got one, and
Right.
a bunch of people in my Discord spammed the seaplanes, and some of them got three or four, like some of them got a lot.
Right.
And so I was like,
Right.
okay, well, this isn't as bad as the other mints because at least you can get them still. The other mints like
Right.
Soho, you didn't even have a shot. Like if you
Right.
didn't mint instantly, or if you weren't on the list, or if you didn't know. So in my eyes, I thought it was a little bit better than the other crappy mints, but it was still a crappy
Right.
mint. I should have just shut my mouth. But
Yep.
whatever. Can't please
You
everybody.
live and you
Live and
learn.
learn. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I So for my undervalued, sorry, I took up way too much time asking random questions. I think my undervalued would be about the same. What you mentioned, Claymates. I would say, even at the price that they are now, I feel like is an undervalue, just because of it's just so different, man. It really is. It's very different than anything in the space, but the way that I look at NFTs now is different than I look at NFTs before, right? So there's certain things that make really good profile pics, right? And that's the name of the game. Like sometimes if you buy something, it's for a profile pic. Like one thing that I did notice is that so let's say with like the lizards, like my lizards in particular, not to shill or whatever, but they're very clean, they're very simple, and there's nothing out that really like pops for you. And so it fits nice in a nice little space, and it's a nice little package, and you can clearly see that it's a lizard straight off. And it looks good as a profile pic, right? Um, at the same token, space buds, like let's look at space buds, right? You can clearly tell that it was made with the idea of this is going to be a profile pic, with the way that the measurements are correct, like everything inside the helmet you can see perfectly. It's shaded correctly, and everything looks easily separable, I guess you would say. And it's clean and it's very simple, and you can tell, okay, this is a space bud, right?
yeah.
Um, with certain things like with the Raptors, it was a little too chaotic, and that's something that I'm noticing now. And so if I were to redraft it, I would probably do it just a little bit different. But here's the thing, they're still pretty simplistic. And I like that. I like chaos in my normal life, but at the same time, I also like the simple things and the clean looking things, and easily separated anamorphic things, right? As John D would say. And so um, that's kind of like what I look for now, you know? So, I mean, I like Bright Pals or whatever, but I just don't think it makes a good profile pic. I like them. I like Soho Kids, but you can't see the matchsticks in the eyes. Like when I'm on Twitter and I'm filtering through, like you can't see that little nuance there.
Mm.
And I think with most things, it's like you have to be able to see everything. So
Yeah,
the
that's a
little
good point.
subtleties you might not be able to see. So with 3D like profile pics, I was really big into More Than Gamers, which was on Ethereum or whatever. And I really wanted to mint one of those because I thought, oh, dude, this is awesome. It's a gaming thing. It's gonna pop off, but at the same time, like as a profile pic, it just looked cool until I saw my first one, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't look special. Like Bored Apes, even though they're not like my most favorite art or whatever it may be, you can still tell, you know, it was meant to be a profile pic. And so I think with whatever I do next, I'm going to keep that in mind. And so 100% um, simplistic profile pic style, um, if I were to do it that particular way. Again, I'm not set on what I'm doing next, but if I had to, that's probably the way it would go.
You know,
Um,
that reminds me because I actually just covered yesterday a project called Juke Boys. Have you heard of them?
I did, yeah. I saw them right before you posted the video. So, um, but I mean, you covered it, so it's like, thank you for that.
Oh yeah,
But
I
yeah, I
got you.
saw
I
Juke
got you.
Boys, and it
Yeah,
does look cool.
that
It's like
was
3D.
it just reminded me because like literally what you were just saying is what I said when I covered Juke Boys. I was saying, I personally love art that is very chaotic, but when you're trying to
Hmm.
find these perfect PFPs, simplicity wins. And
Right,
their backgrounds are just one color. They're nice, they're shaded properly, and the art is like very basic. The head is like very like defined, and the hair
right,
is like very defined. It's like thick strains, not a bunch of small ones, like very thick, everything is
right.
like it just looks good. Like I'm pretty bullish on that project.
Yeah, and so, and I think that's what people should strive a little bit
Not
for.
financial
And this is just
advice.
my personal opinion, so I can be wrong. I can be 100% wrong. So don't quote me on this. Like my personal opinion is that the simplicity will end up showing through. And so if you can make good clean art with nice little thick lines, but people can see some things, uh, but nothing pops out too much over the next, then that's your PFP, right? Like that's what it's supposed to be. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I'm having trouble. I don't know exactly what to mint. I feel like the market, the way it is just so trivial, right? It's so weird because, and we were discussing this in Discord, on the Lucky Lizard Club Discord. It was like people have no trouble buying NFTs at $3. When eight is $3, shit's gonna sell out. It's going to sell out. You're like, um, but when ADA is 88 cents, people will not part with their ADA. Like
Yeah.
you can try as hard as you want to. I just don't think people are buying. You know, especially not flipping. Like
Yeah.
flipping right now, if I was a flipper, I'd be losing my mind right now
Yeah.
because it's like the market is just kind of at a stalemate, for
Yeah.
lack of better terms.
I mean, I was checking the volume today because I've been telling everybody we did see that uptick in volume yesterday, and that's really good to see, but that's nothing. Like, we needed to see the rest of this week play out to see if that was just like a little bump and then we're going right back down. And unfortunately,
Right.
just one day later, I covered it in the video today, we are literally right back down to where we were the day before. Like,
Because
we crashed
we
hard
were,
in
we were
volume.
sitting at like what 2.2 mil, 3 mil a day
Yeah, something like
almost,
that.
and now it's like 600,
500,000 ish.
500,000. That's insane numbers.
Yeah.
Shout out to JPEG Store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because can anybody buy anything on CNFT.io? When was the last time you used CNFT.io? Chat, when was the last time you used CNFT.io? Not shots fired. I'm just saying, like, whatever.
I use them to see what's in my dataless wallet sometimes because it's easier to see.
Okay. Oh, you're saying so actually view your NFTs.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I
Because I
gotcha.
use JPEG to check out my Nami wallet, but I use, CNFT.io to check out what's in my dataless wallet.
Okay.
But I don't buy or sell on there because there's nothing on there.
Now you can say things as spicy as you want to, or you don't have to. Okay.
Oh,
You
I
can
didn't mean any
reserve
shots fired.
yourself.
I just mean like obviously like people are on JPEG. I don't want to take shots. Like hopefully that didn't come across rude. I just
No. I'm saying this. Okay. So you said one of your undervalued projects was Pavia.
yeah.
Okay. For me, CNFT kind of like drug their feet until they absolutely had to do something. So it kind of put a bad like taste in my mouth or whatever. But they're actually like running Pavia,
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it makes me wonder, like, are they going to drag their feet with that?
Hmm.
What is that like? I would love to be a fly on the wall at Pavia to see what's going on. You know
Same.
what I mean?
Same with boss cats as well, honestly. You know.
Boss cats? Um,
Also,
oh, jeez.
me.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. Because like first when I saw boss cats, I was like, dude, this project is insane. Like this is gonna be the absolute shit. Like this is gonna be everything. And then I heard everybody else's opinions, and a lot of people were like, dude, it looks like so sketchy, like this and that. And I haven't seen this many people in here. Like, look at the way you need to get their whitelist. And then,
Right.
people were just like, just in my ear, so many people. And I was like, ah, maybe I shouldn't mint. And I didn't stand a chance anyways. Unfortunately, I messed up on getting whitelisted because I didn't know that you had to post your address because I found out way too late. And when I found
Okay.
out, I was like, well, I need to make a video and let everybody else know. So I prioritized making a video more than like researching everything and like getting my wallet address correct. And by the time I
Right.
found out I was late to set up my wallet address, I DM'd I forget his name started with an N, but I don't remember. It was a mod or somebody, and I was just like, hey,
Okay.
like I looked like everywhere, and I did. I looked everywhere to find out like where it said send in your wallet address. I still couldn't find it, even after they said it was like past the date. And so I was
Yeah.
just like, dude, why isn't this easy to find? And everybody told me it. Not even their team. Everybody was like, dude, it's really easy to find. What do you mean? And I was just like, I don't know. I guess
I'm
I guess I just
lost.
screwed up, right? But I got
Right.
I got screwed over on that. I was gonna mint all 10 of mine. I had the whitelist roll, and away they went. And that
Right.
was like my big come up that I missed up that I missed out on, unfortunately.
Right. And I think I got sucked into it because it's literally gutter cat gang from Ethereum.
Oh,
Like
okay. I
if
don't
you were
know
to
anything
mirror
about
it,
Ethereum.
right. So yeah. So myself and guy from my Discord, Zero, we did some like research and we're like, dude, this looks vaguely familiar. And it was Gutter Cat Gang from Ethereum. Like even some of the traits, like the Hawaiian shirt and stuff like that, literally the same, just a flipped image,
Hmm.
right? And then it was a big controversy, and they said, "Well, we're going to switch up some of our art, like whatever. These traits won't even make it." Well, they did make it in there.
Hmm.
They did change a couple things, but it was blatant that it was like kind of inspired art, right? Let's say inspired art. And so that kind of turned me off. And so the non lucrative, liquidity worrying person that I am, I was like, I ain't minting. Screw this thing. It's going to be a rug pull. And so I didn't mint. Like, I could have minted, I could have got 10.
It was cheap enough
But,
to try. 20
right,
ADA.
right. But there was like some sort of Cardano purist or ADA purist guy that was in there that was like, no, I have to stand for what's right. And if this rugs, I'm never going to live it down. Um, so I never meant it, right? So that was a big snafu, right? You can all say, even if I didn't agree with their art, right? Or what they were doing, or, kind of like wash trading and stuff like that, and doing things like that. I didn't really want to be a part of it. And so I just stopped. And I did not mint. However, nothing stopped me, and there were no warning signs for Cardage puppies.
Oh,
I minted 30 of those things, and I got rugged so hard, like my heart broke. But the puppies were cute, and I'm glad I got a piece of them. Um, but I should have done more research. That was more of like, oh, these are cute as shit. Like these look so cute in my wallet. People are gonna want these. I can show these off. I had like I think 11 of the top 20 rarity, and I was like, I'm set. Like these things are cute. I started showing off to my friends, and I was like, I didn't tell anybody mint these. Like, make no mistake, I didn't. I don't tell people, oh, you have to mint this. There's no other option. I don't want to seem like that. Um, but I was showing it off, and like I got rugged. Oh boy, and it hurt so bad.
yeah.
Have you been rugged?
I've never been rugged on a mint. But I did buy lunars. I bought 6 of them a week before they rugged,
Okay,
but they were
so
cheap.
those. Wait. So they actually rugged, like the Lunars or whatever.
They had two of their teammates kind of like left and didn't say anything, and then the artist, I think, or somebody stuck around for a long time, and then they were saying like, "Oh, I'm like sick or something. I'm coming back." And then before they actually came back, they announced like, "Hey, I'm actually gonna leave" or something. And then the mod, he reached out to the artist, I believe, and was like, "Hey, can you at least give me like the last few that were gonna be released, and we'll try to find like a way to, revive it by the community." And the guy was
Right.
luckily cool enough to not be a total douchebag and was like, "Yeah, here you go. Like, here's the rest of
Okay.
them." So it's all
So it's
community based now.
okay. So the community projects of as of right now, well, they were for a while, was Coco Loco, Lunars, and then now who just got it back from the community? Um,
Lunars, or are you talking about another one?
there was one that just got it. They just rugged the Ada, the Ape
Oh, Ape
Nation,
Nation. Gotcha.
right? So now that is community run, I want to say. And then gingerbreads.
Oh yeah, I bought a
Did you mint
gingerbread
any
after it rugged.
gingerbreads?
No, I bought it after it rugged. Um,
Oh wow,
for like 15 ADA or something because somebody told me they were bringing it
wow.
back, and I was like, "Yeah, let's see."
Okay.
So I hold
And
one.
so I know Tink did, who's in the chat or whatever, who was in the chat or this still might be in there. I know she was big on Gingerbread Squad. I think she meant at like five, right? And then, like a couple weeks later, after it was rugged, or a week later after it was rugged, it sucked. Like I felt bad. And then come to find out, they have new artists, right? And their art right now, the updated one, is not bad at all. Like it actually
Hmm.
looks pretty good because they had like a Christmas special and now they were releasing, I think, something else. I don't know if it's too late for them or not. But yeah, I wish them all the luck. Like they were they were pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
the comeback was Coco No Nos.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know about that. So yeah. Um,
It's kind of
but
funny
yeah,
with like the writing on the wall for a gingerbread squad. Catch me if you can type of
catch me
like
if you can.
stuff. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, like that really it stings once you really find out like they're a rug. It's like, dude, why?
Yeah.
Like, how
I,
did I
I
not
wasn't too
know?
high on them. I did not mint any, but I thought about it for the updated art, right? Um, oh, also, man, who else rugged? But then somebody else took it over. Ada Clouds,
Oh yeah, they were just talking about that in the chat.
yes, Ada Clouds, um, dude. And here's the thing: is like we talked to the owner of that thing, and I think he was like 17 years old. He was a real young kid. And so we used to participate in Discord raids. And so it's where people from our community would go in to like another community and be like, "Oh, this is a raid, lizard takeover, cool stuff." And then we ask them to go to voice chat so we can talk to them and like hype them up or like whatever, you know what I mean? Just cool community stuff.
Yeah.
I would say the goats did not like that. They they hated it. In
Why?
fact, well, I don't know because I think they were halfway through their mint, and so they were trying to celebrate, and so the lizards just came in, and we were like hyping, we were hype beasting it, dude. We were like, join the chat, and like a couple of their mods were like, "This is not the way you go about this in the Cardano community," and I was like, "Well, I've been here longer than you, and I don't play by the rules here. Like, we just kind of have fun. Like, this is fun. Um, just let it happen." And so then
Yeah.
some people joined the voice chat, and they found out we were pretty cool, and we wanted to participate and have fun. And so, but yeah, we would do that to like three or four different discords. We'd take like 10 or 11 lizards in there and just like hype up chat and have fun with it. So we did that for camels as well.
Oh yeah,
A
I
bunch of
minted
different projects.
minted two camels and then bought another one.
Yeah,
But they're not doing too hot, but they're still
not doing
around.
too hot, but
They're cool.
there's still time.
Yeah.
There's still time.
Still time.
Um, I think that, and then we got into Nifty World. So we got into Nifty World, which finally just minted, right?
Hmm.
Um, and they're doing well. And like when they were on the scene, I think They were like 80 people in the Discord.
Oh
And
wow.
this is when it first came out, and we ended up like rating them and talking to him, and he showed us like some of the art behind the scenes, like the behind the scenes art. So like really kind of the beginning stages of it. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna clean this up real quick, and everything should be good." And I originally want to say that he was going to drop on Solana
Okay.
originally, and then he decided to take the art and bring it over here, which was cool. Like, but we were big supporters of them. And then Clouds seemed like just a wholesome dude, like very nice. And then I guess he ended up just not paying anybody, like literally not paying anybody. And so, I've kind of made it my mission to always make sure that I take care of the people in the community first, even if it's at my own detriment. Pay the people that have been there. Pay the artists exactly what I can, when I can, how much I can. And so I'm in a hole right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that you always have to do what's right, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, is like that's the only way people can ever trust you and take you at your word and have faith in you, is that um, if you try your hardest to do right by them. That's the most important thing. And
I mean,
so I've seen
I've
way too much in space to where it was just like rug after rug after rug, and it's not good. Like,
yeah.
to where it's like you don't even know what to mint anymore, right? Screw it. Like ADA's at 80 cents or whatever, and I can't participate because I don't trust anything in the space, because I don't know if it's a rug or not. And so, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm going on too long. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'll
good.
let you
I was just gonna
talk.
say, like, karma, like, I 100% believe in karma. And,
Yeah.
if you have to be a good person because you're scared of karma or something, like, I think of karma in the most logical sense. Like, if I see you do something and you're a good person and you're in like a bad spot, but I know in my head, like, oh, this person was a good person, and I see you struggling, naturally I'm gonna want to help you as long as I'm
Right.
also a normal person, right? So, you
Right.
know, that's where I think karma is like real. Like, it's not karma like the world is making your life better because you're a good person.
Right.
It's like people are making your life better because you're a good person.
Right. Right. Right.
So that's kind of how I
And
feel
I
about it.
I just think that you just have to do what's right, you know. And so, when you were talking about your project or whatever, and the fact that you're going to use it to pay off student loan debt, is that correct? Or
That's
it's going to help
correct. But yeah, I'm,
somewhat.
full transparency. Like, I don't, I'm in a lot of debt, like $60,000 worth of student loan debt, and
Okay.
you know, I'm only gonna make probably 3,000 ADA at the end of my mint if it sells out after I pay my artist and my minter. So it's not gonna do much, but it's gonna help me in the short term to pay off, be able to continue to pay my bills.
Right.
So that's what I'm gonna be using it for.
I mean, and somebody came out with something. I think Bright Pals did. They came out with a clever tweet, right? They had a clever tweet, and it was like, I think projects need to be more transparent about budgets. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't. And I think they were bringing up in a light of, um, we can't afford everything, right? Um, and I can tell you, it's one thing for me not to be able to afford anything. I mean, I've dropped like 1,000, lizards or whatever. And I think original mint was like 30 ADA, right? And so, it's 30,000 ADA, let's say, minus whatever the mentor, 40% goes back to the artists, and then I would have to pay mods and other things like that. So it's like, and then I have to continue the project,
Yeah,
So then I airdrop some things, gave people free shit, did giveaways, this, that, and the other. And, I can see how it would make me broke. Now, if you're talking about 8,888, Bright Pals times 48 each, they're in a different stratosphere. So I have no
yeah,
idea what they have planned, but it better be something really big, because If I'm sitting here doing 1,000 and I have the wherewithal to airdrop free stuff for people and like pay people out of pocket and other things like that and do giveaways and this, that, and the other, like I can only imagine if I sold 8,888 at 40 ADA,
Yeah.
like what would I be able to do?
Yeah.
Probably dev a little bit of a game or do something, whatever people want to see. Win Lambo or win utility.
At least
Which,
lower
speaking of
that
which, does
anxiety a little bit, you know.
so like your utility is you get whitelist spots, right?
Right.
Which is cool because nobody wants to grind for that stuff anymore. So
Yeah.
you're doing it good there. I mean, I need marketing as well. Like that's kind of one thing. Like I think we touched on is like, how do we market? Like, how do we promote? How do we, because I think the giveaway for giveaway doesn't work anymore, right? You have to do something kind of against the grain. Um, but sometimes even that's a little bit harder. So I was even thinking like, well, maybe I need a promoter. Maybe I need, somebody who knows how to market a little bit better and can spend actual time throughout the day to do these things or come up with ideas or shoot stuff by me. And so I'm actively looking at that. I'm also looking for an uptrend in ADA. Like I need ADA to get up to $1. Dude, come on now, please. Give people some hopium a little bit, because it's like we've been dealing with 80 cents and 90 cents too long.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
When I was first doing my mint, ADA was about like, or when I first thought about it, I think ADA was like 120 or like 108 or something. It was like still at almost $1. And I was like, okay, that'll be roughly like $7,000 total. And then I didn't think about how much I would have to pay my minter. And then, I also wasn't thinking about the artist. I was just like, oh, like this is how much I'm gonna make. And then I was like, oh, duh, I have to pay people. Like, duh.
duh, I have to pay
Like,
people.
yeah. And then,
Yeah,
she was super cool, the blind girl. She was like, oh, I only want like 5%. And I was like, I was like, you're stupid. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna give you like 30%. Like, it's all good
right,
because, we were friends, and it was actually her idea. She's like, like you need it because, I don't want to make it all like a woe is me story or nothing. But like, when I'm on the phone with her, sometimes I get a little down, and I'm like really stressed out about my financial situation because I quit my job to do
right,
this, and I'm not making much money. So I am
right,
trying to make this my full-time job, which is why sometimes I do charge videos and do paid promotion videos. And I also started up a Patreon, which isn't doing too well, but you know, um, I just want to make this like I want to be able to do this full time because this is what makes me happy. Like even if I can
right,
barely pay my bills, then I'm cool with that. Like I just want to be able to pay them. I don't want to be rich. I don't care if I'm rich. I don't want the
right,
Lambo. I don't want the mansion. I just want to be able to pay my bills every month and do this. So
right,
yeah, and I hate shilling. I hate talking about like, yeah, please guys, like join my Patreon because I hate shilling. I hate the idea of it. But like how are people going to know that I have a Patreon? How
right.
are people going to know that this is what I want to do? So it's that really weird balance of like self-worth and the word um what's the word? Deserve. Like that word, me and my best friend talk about that all the time. Like what is
Okay,
deserving? Like nobody deserves
okay,
anything, right? You either get it or you don't, and there is no deserving.
right,
And I don't know, people will always they wrap their head around deserve like, oh, this guy doesn't deserve that, or this person doesn't deserve this, or I don't deserve this. And
right.
yeah, it's just like it's a weird human concept to me.
Yeah, and so many people forget NFTs. People don't know how to value NFTs, nor do people know how to value themselves, right?
Correct.
And so the thing is that you would get so much more, and people would get so much more if they just asked. You know what I'm saying? If you're being forward and if you're being honest, like if you want this to be your job, if you want this to be what pays bills or whatever, and allows you to slide by, right? Maybe we get to go out to Mickey D's every now and then or something. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Like less party. Um, if you want to do that, you have to ask,
Yeah.
right? Or else people aren't going to know. Like if you just leave it up to people or you don't jog their brain like, hey, this is a Patreon. This would help me out in this particular way, and this is what I'm allocating funds for. Um, I think the more transparent you are about that, the better it is for you.
Yeah.
Because people know that you're serious if you say, okay, well, this is what I have. These are the avenues that I have in order for people to help me. And this is what I can provide as far as value goes. And these are my intentions. Like, if you can wrap it all up into a nice little presentation, like through a Patreon or whatever it may be, I feel like you'll have more success. And as you grow and it becomes, there needs to be less of a stigma, right? About donating or providing um, monetary value for entertainment, right? We do it all the time. I would rather spend, I mean, I haven't watched Netflix in so long.
Yeah,
You know, I watch YouTube. Like, I feel like my kids, even then, like, sure, they like SpongeBob, which I've never even watched before. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I know people are going to crucify me for this, but I've never watched a single episode of goddamn SpongeBob. And so, um, I don't, I think, yes, Netflix is always going to be there. Hulu and Hang is going to be there. Netflix and Chill is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? But I spend most of my time watching YouTube videos, tutorials, different things, to do.
same.
How to fix things. That stuff is kind of like, I know people have been saying it, but really like the future or whatever. And I don't know how many people are subscribed to Netflix. I don't know how many people are subscribed to Hulu, but if you're sitting there and you're putting out like 6 videos in 3 days, dude, like, you got to be doing it for something or else you're going to get burnt out,
It's true.
right? Because
Yeah.
if at the end of the day, if it's not paying some sort of bill for you or helping you accomplish like whatever you set out in life to do, I mean, I understand there's hard work and there's ground that needs to be laid, but at the same time, it's like you got to get something out of it, right? It can't
Yeah.
just all be personal enjoyment, I guess you would say.
The other
But
struggle too is I've had some very nice people do some donations. Like one guy actually donated me. Shout out to King Flores. He donated me a boss cat when it first came out, when it was 50 ADA. He told me just
whew,
pay me the 20 ADA because I didn't get the mint. He was like, just pay me 20 ADA. It was already 50. He could have easily gotten another 30 ADA on his mint. And he was like, just give me the 20 ADA, like you're a cool dude. You helped me out like with your YouTube videos. Like I appreciate you. And I was like, dude, really? Like awesome. Like, and that was like one of my
yeah,
first experiences with like a really cool community member just being appreciative and wanting to give back.
right.
And I actually sold it for 420 because of the memes. And
Yeah, that's
but
awesome.
but
That's awesome.
I can't like turn that into money when ADA's so low because I believe ADA's gonna go up to like $3 at least like in the next year.
Right.
So like I'm like in this mindset right now where I have about $800 in fiat in my account. That's it, right? And
That's
that'll
it.
cover next month, and then I have no more dollars. So like I need money as well as like I'll build my ADA through flipping and holding NFTs. I can build my ADA, but like finding a way to get money is like really hard. So
Yeah.
that's where like the Patreon could really help. I also have like my donations through PayPal, which I'm figuring out today. I was on the phone forever with PayPal today because they had all my other donations being on hold and pending, but now all that's fixed.
Which, how does that work? Like, why
So
do they hold your stuff? I don't get it.
I didn't know. So I called them up and they were like, "Yeah, it's because the person who sent it as a service or good. So we want to make sure that they got their goods first before we process your." And I was like, "Dude, I set this up for a donation." And she was like, "Well, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how they sent you the money. So if anybody does want to donate to me, don't send it as a good or service. Make sure you do it as like send to family or friend or something." And
Okay.
my PayPal information is on my banner on my YouTube on the right. So if you go check out my channel, not like a video, and you see the
Uh-huh.
banner, it'll be on the right. But yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And like, this isn't like a shill spot. This isn't
no,
a segment we planned up. Like, this isn't anything. Like, um, I totally get where you're coming from, and it is true. Like, we got to talk about budgets. We got to start limiting things because I'm going to be honest with you. I've had so many requests of like, when utility, when this, when this, when this, when this, when are you airdropping? What are you giving me free shit? And it's like, there's only so much stuff I can give, right? Before I start hurting myself.
Yeah.
And it's like the phrase that I told you. It was like, don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. And that's not necessarily about money. That's about like you giving yourself um, in a negative to help somebody else out or to please everybody. You're not going to be able to please everybody. You think with this mint that you're going to please everybody, you're not.
No.
Like somebody's going to be pissed off
That's why
one way or
with
another.
all right, so thank you so much, Ghost. I appreciate you. I'm gonna bring up their little comment that said, "Got you, bro. Sub to you on Patreon." Thank you so much, man.
Hey,
That
that's
that that
Ghost.
means so much. Like, trust me, like it really does. Like, honestly. So, thank you.
Hey, and you guys are Cardano kids together because I'm pretty sure he minted Cardano kids as well.
That's
I
what's
want to
up.
say he did.
Let's go.
Ghost, correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, that's the guy I was talking about. The minted Cardano kids. So yeah.
Yeah. And dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. But thank you so much. I forgot what I was gonna say.
He's
It just made me too
elated.
happy.
He's elated. Let's go. So yeah. But yeah, I think that, you know, you're not going to be able to please everybody with this mint, man. It
That's where I
doesn't
was
matter.
going with that.
There's gonna be somebody.
Yeah.
There's gonna be somebody mad, right? They're gonna send from an exchange or something, or they're gonna send you. They're gonna try to send you Tezos or like uh, Solana or something. They're gonna send you the wrong currency or whatever it is, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, when am I getting my refund? What's going on?" And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that, bro. Like, I'll figure
Yeah.
it out. Give me time, but you're not going to be able to please everybody, you
Yeah.
know? And so even though you're having a smaller event and I'll be there, I know I'm going to mint one, right? So you got
Appreciate you. Thank you.
at least me going, you know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
Um, but it's like, you're not going to be able to please everybody. And so you have to go in there knowing that, man. And that was one
Yeah.
thing that I did not know at the start. I mean, naturally, I just want everybody to be happy, everybody to get along, you know, everybody to have the best time and accept me and love me and like this, that, and the other. And it doesn't work like that, dude. There's going to be somebody that's going to be fudding right away. It's going to be like, oh, I didn't get a mint. And sometimes it's because they couldn't mint.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because they didn't get the thing that they think they deserved, you know? And I've been there. I've been pretty pissed off at like I not being able to mint. That just being like, I hate this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I didn't like
But you hold
go
it
to
in like a
work.
freaking man. You don't jump over to their
I do.
Discord and start yelling at their mods and all
Right.
this stuff,
I
you know,
hold it
like
in and I take it out, you know, on a tree out back or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you know, or a lead pipe with like a wrench and just
Yeah.
go into town, you
You get a
know?
little passive
Uh,
aggressive. You don't
I'm
feed the
just kidding.
dog
I'm
that
not.
night. No, I'm just kidding.
You're getting locked in the closet. You did absolutely nothing, but you're getting locked in the closet.
But that
But
reminds me of what I was gonna say when you were saying you can't please everybody. That was actually why I did this mint the way I did. I've made a parody video where I just trash my own project, while also like
okay,
shouting out like the realisticness of it, you know.
okay,
And then I've also said like many times all over, if you want to flip, just leave. You know, like my project is probably not going to be flippable anytime immediately. Like I could be wrong. Maybe you can flip them instantly. Maybe it's great, but
right,
you know, I don't want to tell anybody, yeah, you're going to make money off my mint because I don't know. Because
right.
we don't know how to value ourselves. So how do I know how to value my own project?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
think of it as just like a donation to help out the project, and I will be continuing to add whitelist spots. And you know, it may be infrequent, it may be rapid fire, but the goal is to have these projects that want me to cover them, and they can pay me either using ADA, dollars, or in whitelist spots for my holders. And that's kind of how I
right,
want to do it. That way I can
right.
add value to my holders. And if every single project wants to just give me whitelist spots, then that makes me happy because everybody who paid me, you know, to support me, I can give back to them. So that makes me happy. I'm cool with that.
Can you imagine a boss cat without the grind? Like what that would be like to get on a white list. So, oh,
Yeah.
Mad Dog Car Club,
Yeah.
right? Can we talk about that for a minute?
We can. We can.
Are you whitelisted? Are you
I am.
grinding?
I did not grind. Full
Are you up?
disclaimer, they gave me tier one to well, it wasn't even to make their video. I told them I was going to make the video anyways, and but I did ask. I said, hey, could I get on your whitelist? I'm going to make the video regardless. I said that, and they were like, yeah, no problem, we got you. I made you tier one, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So maybe a little streamer privilege, but I'm fully transparent with
Oh,
everything.
that flex,
You know,
baby.
let's go, man. You know, but
So it's like,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
gonna mint them. I do
Are
think
you top dog? So
um
that's so top dog would be tier one, right?
I'm tier one, so I can mint 10
Right? And I can mint 10 because I'm
because you
top
grinded.
dog. Ghost, top dog.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I'm gonna mint 10. If it's anything like I don't want to say anything. If it's anything like Boss Cat, you know what I mean. I don't want to necessarily mint out on this particular one. If they have 30,000 in their Discord and I can get 10, like I'm not stupid. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna miss out on basically the same thing
Right.
twice. You know what I
My
mean?
my take on it is even if it is somehow like negative and not completely honest, I mean, it looks like it's going to be flippable. Like it looks like it's going to be a good hold. Like the project looks
Right.
solid. And if Boss Cat delivers and you start seeing, these Vox creatures, being able to be used in metaverses and their metaverse, you can actually walk in it. Like if I start seeing some demos, I'll be pretty happy. Um
Which they've made so much money.
yeah.
They have made like people don't understand is that when people say, "Oh, we have a game coming," you have no idea. Like I worked as a cartographer, which is very small, like a multiplayer map maker, right? And I know the budgets of certain game companies and base games. It's like you're talking millions of dollars if you want to make something playable, nice, working, um, something that's actually worthy of playing, right? You're talking like hundreds of thousands, if not, millions.
I'd say that's 95% the case because you could also have something very basic similar to A to Zoo, which don't get me wrong, A to Zoo has to do a lot more to make it perfect and make it like what it's supposed to be.
Right,
But like they
right.
created a bare bones Pokemon type game and it's kind of addicting and it's bare bones. Like you go, you
Yes,
heal in a building, you walk, you attack, you go back, and like that's it. And if you want to
right.
mint at the end of the day, you can pay 20 ADA. You gotta wait still the 25 minutes, and you eventually get your thing. So
Yeah,
like so right there, like I don't think you had to spend too much to get what Ada Zoo already has.
right. And that is possible. I think what people are see, but once you mention the word metaverse, people only expect a certain thing. Like they don't expect Roblox. Okay,
Yeah.
let's be fair. Like if you're if you're sitting there and you're like, and I'm not saying A to Zoo is Roblox, right? I watched your video on it, right? I wanted to play, but unfortunately, it's been down. Like they're working on bugs. I want to say.
It went down, but then it went back up, and then it went down, and then it went back up, and then it went down, and then now it's back up again.
Okay, so I can play tonight
Yeah.
if I wanted to, and
And you
try
can
to.
actually you can play what went down what well actually the game did go down but also what went down at one point was just the minting of the wild laces. So after you
Okay,
attacked it, like you could still kill it, you could still get your experience, but you couldn't mint. But
okay.
yeah, so it seems like there's just a lot of volume. They said they had 35,000 battles so far, like interactions, like the
Holy
battle
crap!
screen comes up. So
Yeah,
35,000, it's only been 2 3 days. That's pretty
that's
cool.
a lot. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's pretty cool.
Maybe we can cover gaming on Cardano
Yeah, that
next
was
podcast.
Yeah. I also have and my own. I just created my own playlist on my channel where I want to be covering every game. Like
Right,
maybe if games don't come out too quick, it may be like once a week I'll cover A to Zoo. I'll do A to Zoo video, but preferably I would rather have a bunch of different games and have it be like a different game every 2 days or something. But at the moment we're just not
right,
there.
right. I'm still waiting for sushi bites. I'm holding out hope. Like those guys are really cool. And they got backed by a little bit of the same people from what is it on Ethereum, the battle game on Ethereum, Axie Infinity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they got backed by the same people that are backing them. So I feel like something's got to come of that, right? Because Axie made a crap ton of money. And
Yeah.
so if these guys can get backed by almost the same people, um, yeah, that should be pretty big. But yeah, I think gaming would be great, but I think it's entirely too much to actually produce a well developed game, right? At
Yeah.
this point, um, even like a metaverse, right, would be rough because you see Facebook with their unlimited budget, right, come out with
Basically.
their metaverse, and it's like not
That's what
great. Like,
Yeah. It's not great, but like they have the money to make these amazing commercials and like theoretical proof of concepts,
right,
right? That like, oh, it's like
right,
Mark Zuckerberg just walks in and then like here's this like amazing character and he just like,
yeah,
and everybody's just like, oh, dude, so cool, metaverse. This is the metaverse. And then like, you go into Sandbox and you're like, this isn't a metaverse. It's like I
right,
thought this was the Mark Zuckerberg metaverse, and it's like, no, dude,
right,
he and that was smart by them to put out these unrealistic expectations because only huge companies will ever be able to be what they just showed.
right,
So it's
right.
unfair in a way, but like, yeah, capitalism.
But at the same time, yeah, people are gonna go in into what they believe is real and the
Yeah.
best product. And so I think I'm kind of waiting. I'm holding off on metaverses and stuff like that. I did watch like your A to Zoo, and I was in A to Zoo for like the longest time in the Discord, and then it was just like silent for a while, and they didn't come out with anything, and then they kind of um, did some concept art, and people were like, "Man, those are really buff animals." Like, I don't know, we might have to change the art because when it first came out, like they were super buff.
Yeah.
Or wait, were they just base and then they became super buff? I want to say it was the opposite. They were just kind of base, like cutesy art ones, and then they came out with the really buff ones. And so people like the really buff ones, I want to say. And so, um, and then I just didn't see much. They weren't minting. They weren't like minting. So it was like I couldn't buy anything. I couldn't support. So it was like, okay, well, I left, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, by the way, we're minting. It's like, where was
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Where was this announcement?
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to think. What else do you want to cover? Is there anything else you
Um,
want to cover, or like
I don't know.
things you
We
want to go
could
over?
do we could do questions. We can jump to questions because I know we've definitely been in here for a while. I mean, if you guys
Okay,
want us to cover anything, or if there's any questions on anything,
right.
I mean, have at it, man. It could be anything about anything. It doesn't have to be Cardano or NFTs.
Like, what is your favorite color?
Eric says
Something easy
Atlantic
like
for
that.
president, but
Oh shit!
I don't know about all that. That is a lot of pressure during these war times. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
like after the war times, after we see Cardano at like $12, then I'll be like, yeah, I was in Cardano when it was 88 cents back in the recession of 2000. I
way to go!
was a
Yeah.
believer.
Goddamn whiteboard, I was part of it. Charles was talking and I was listening. But
There were
yeah, it was
seven
like
rug pulls in 1 week one time.
I was dude, you got your CNFT war stories, bro. Like I was there for the Soho men, bro. Were you there? It was like, nah.
You got
I
the
mean,
war
dude,
vet
there
with like
was
the scar on his face, and I'm just over here like,
yeah.
I got the mental scars, man.
The mental scars, bro.
What was the
I mean,
project
I
backed
was
by Axie called? Somebody's asking, Lil Mosey.
Axie Infinity.
Yeah, you said there was was it Sushi Bites?
So it was Rand. It was B. Let me see here. RAND. Yeah, it's a Rand. Was it Rand Corp? Yeah, I think it was Rand Corp. Yes. So a blockchain investor. He's the co-founder of Rare Pulata and Rare Bloom Event. He does real estate. He does poker. But yeah, R and Corp, if you want to put it like that. But
Okay,
yeah, it's Rand Corp. So yeah,
okay.
and he's got a little
Um,
picture of Axie Infinity right at the top. So he does yeah. So they did investments with that, and so now he's bringing on um, some of that money to Sushi Bites. He said like, well, if you had to have one, project to get into to help, what would it be? And he said sushi bites. And
Nice.
so yeah.
So,
Okay.
Ghost wants to know about the Charles Hoskinson PhD controversy. I actually don't know about this. I'm going to let you take the lead.
Okay. So lady came out with a book um, going after Charles Hoskinson essentially. Um, Charles said that he graduated from university, I want to say in Colorado somewhere. ABZ University, who gives a shit, right? He graduated college from a university, and then he started taking PhD classes, graduate classes, in number theory, or something like that. And so, come to find out, she's saying that he didn't graduate from college at all, or whatever, and he wasn't. He might have been taking classes, but it wasn't as a graduate. It was as an undergraduate. And
Okay.
for me, it's like, yeah, it's kind of shitty if that was like real in a way. I guess you'd say if like he supposedly didn't graduate college or whatever. But dude, the guy is smart. Like you can't look at him and be like, okay, that might be a waste of time for you. You kind of know what you're doing. Like Jesus Christ, he was like a co-founder of Ethereum, and on top of that, he built Cardano or helped build it at the very least, right? He founded it. And so, and if you listen to him talk, it's like it's pretty obvious he knows what he's talking about. And I feel like college at that point for him, what good would that do? Probably nothing.
Oh,
But again,
Ghost said she says he didn't even start.
taking classes, like PhD classes,
It's what she said, or Ghost says. Is Ghost a she or a he?
it's a he.
Okay. Yeah. Or enroll in a PhD class. I don't know. That's what he's saying.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
shit, he's still smart.
yeah.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't. Here's the thing, and somebody brought this up, and I've kind of been like that. So along the same way of thinking. So I sure I invested in Charles Hoskinson at the start, right? And because he was the face of it, right? Every
yeah,
time you thought of Cardano, you thought Charles Hoskinson. Well, now with so many DeFi apps on there, NFT spaces on there, Cardano to me isn't just about Charles Hoskinson. It's more along the lines of like the ecosystem that we're in. And
yeah,
so, although it started off as just him, and we didn't have much, we weren't building too much of anything. We were kind of making deals in other places, and it became his company, right? And he was the face behind it. And now, when I think of Cardano, I don't necessarily think about just Charles anymore. I think about like the DeFi, the different apps, the different things that we're going to do, World Mobile Token, what that's going to do, and other things like that. And I don't know if everybody feels the same way, um, but I still listen to the man. I feel like college would have done nothing for him anyway. Like there's some people that are literally smarter than their professors, and it's like
yeah.
what good is this degree going to do you? Go do something
I will
because you already can
say,
do it.
regardless of him being smart, if he did say that he did that and he didn't, that's really shitty.
Yeah,
But yeah, like as far as like does that devalue Cardano? Like not at all. Does that make him like, sure, maybe it devalues him or devalues Cardano a little bit just because people will get angry, but like it's no longer about Charles, it is,
right.
all these other things are being built on top of it. And me and my parents have this conversation a lot because my mom's been telling me a lot like, oh, like the stocks have dipped so much, like I bought this stock, and I'm just like, you know, you're doing good, like obviously buying stocks while they're down and on this big dip, but I really want to like push them to like buy some Cardano or and some like cryptos, and they're like, yeah,
Right.
but cryptos could go to zero, and I'm just like, but they can't. Like they can, I
Right.
get it, but in my mind they
They can.
can't. Like
Right.
if Charles Hoskinson died, it's all there. All the information is there. Cardano's going to live on. People are going to continue to develop. Like,
Right.
we just got smart contracts not even a full half, what is it, like half a year ago now? Half a year ago we got smart
They
contracts?
Here's the thing. They really started in January. Like if you really think about it, so we did have smart contract capability, but again, nobody was developing on it, right? It was still
Yeah.
new. People are still going through the Plutus Pioneer program,
Yeah.
right? Not everybody knows everything that is possible on through Plutus even. So I think that we're still a little ways away development wise to where we could be. And so I think that, uh, with smart contracts really coming into their own now, I feel like now is a good time, I guess you'd say, for smart contracts. Last December when they officially rolled out, or November, or wait, wasn't that? Was it
They rolled out,
October?
I believe, in November or
October,
October.
November, whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But they weren't
Yeah.
functional. They were not
Yeah.
functional.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew shit about it. The only person that knew anything about it, he's literally one of the smartest people in the space, is Barry from Space Buds. And so, I think that yeah, we just weren't ready. Like things weren't ready to be developed, and so we are. We're in kind of still the baby stages, and
Yeah.
so
But
we'll move on
I think
without
about it
Charles.
as like, and I said this in one of my last videos too, so I'm probably repeating myself to some people, but the
Mm,
way I look at stuff is, when the stock market's going down, or your stock that you're looking at is going down, you have to think to
right,
yourself, like Apple, for example. Like if Apple is crashing in price, you have to think to yourself, did Apple sell like 40%, or let's say 20%, let's be modest. Did they sell like 20% less iPhones or Macs or whatever last year? Like no, they didn't. They sold
probably not.
probably more, right? Especially
Right,
during times when we're all inside. But the stock market went down. And so like, is Apple doing bad, or is the stock market doing bad? And the stock market's doing
right,
bad. So if Apple's doing
right.
good and the price is going down, that's my sign to buy it, right? And same with Cardano. So like, yeah, the whole cryptos are going down, everything's risky, yada yada. We have Biden signing this executive order, and oh my god, right? All this FUD,
Everybody's
and
freaking out.
the more
Yeah,
FUD you get, the more people are going to be like, I knew it was going to crash. I knew it was going to crash. We're going even lower. We're going even lower. And we went
right.
really low. Like we haven't broken $1 on Cardano in what, like a year, 2 years almost. And now it,
No, 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 no. It's been we really dipped. We really dipped. Um, in like I want to say December, because we hit $3. We hit like 316,
yes, I think we
310.
almost hit 350 at one point.
You know, and that was in like September or August.
Yeah,
You
sometime around
know,
there.
and then it was a decline, and so I originally thought the peak of the market was going to be towards the end of September. You know,
Yeah,
so I thought, okay, well, maybe we should sell off a little bit more towards that area, but it held on for a little bit longer. So I think in at the end towards October or
yeah,
whatever is when it really like peaked out, and then it was on a steady decline, and then it really didn't hit under $1 until like maybe 2 months ago.
yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
that's what I'm
Dollar or
saying. Like
lower.
we haven't dipped below $1 in a very long time, and Cardano's not worse than it was a year ago. It's better, right now.
Right,
As far as like how fast your transactions go through, it's slower, but that's because there's more people, and that's because
right,
there's more hype and there's smart contracts. But not only did they do that, but they're implementing a larger memory to try to speed up the transactions. Hydra hasn't even come out yet. We just
right.
launched sushi, or um, Sunday Swap, you know?
Yeah,
So we have all these really cool things on Cardano. We're doing like things that we really need to do to bring a lot of hype, but yet the price is going down. So I think this
right,
is like that paradox time where like it's like you need to be investing. I'm not saying like if you have $50,000, right? In theory, I personally would take like at least 10,000 and buy right now. If it goes lower, and like 50,000 as far as like your investing money, not like all of your
right,
money. So if you had like
Right.
50,000 in investing money, I would do at minimum like 10 grand right now. And if it does dip down to like 60 or 50 cents, I don't think it would, I don't know if it's going to go that low, but if it does, I'd probably dump another 20 and I'd
Dude,
have
pray
another
for
like,
10.
yeah,
Pray for 10.
I'm
Dude,
not, I don't know about
like,
10. I don't know about
could you
that.
could you know? Yeah, but I mean, I was there for 8 at 3, dude. Like it was a Armageddon. It went from $1.30 until 3, $1.20 until 3, 2 to 3 cents, and then at 3, I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then I watched the white paper, and then it bumped up to like 30, and then it was like, dude, I gotta get in or else I can't. This is it. This is the
Yeah.
final stop for me. Like after this, I just feel like it's going to go through the roof. And so, I got in at like 33 cents a coin. And so I felt extremely lucky because then after that, it just went parabolic and, life was great. But you are correct. I don't understand why the price of Cardano is going down because we're using it more than
Well,
we ever have before.
it's just the market conditions. You know,
Or
like
exactly.
they're gonna happen in bear markets. It doesn't matter what asset you bought. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
you know how I'm looking at it is, sure you don't know the exact bottom, but if you try to pinpoint the exact bottom, then you're not gonna make any gains. So like
Right.
if you bought right now and it's another year before we go up, are you going to be mad in another year when it finally does and it goes back to 3 because you bought it 80 cents instead of the exact bottom at 75 or 70, let's say? Or are you going to be
No.
more mad, right, that you didn't buy
Yeah.
any because you were waiting for 50, and
Right.
then it went to a dollar
Right.
and then you were like, "Oh, well, it was just 80 cents, so I'll wait for it to go back." And then it goes to $1.20 and you're like, "Oh, well, it's just a dollar.
Right.
I'll wait for it to go back." And then it goes to $1.50. Like you're going to miss it if
I
that's how you're
think,
playing it.
yeah. And if you're in it for a long term, because I don't know how many people are or how many people aren't, I'm not here to judge what people do in their spare time. I'm here because I'm going to be here 10 years from now, right? I'm not going anywhere. Like, the point is that all of this is cheap for me because I look at the valuation 10 years in the future.
Yeah.
Where could it be? And if you believe in the team and stuff like that, or if you believe in the process, which now that I've actually used Sunday Swap, I've used all the different dexes and I've kind of got my dip my toes in there and that whole rigmarole, dude, because that's completely different. That's kind of addicting in its own way, right? Playing the market again, you
Yeah.
know, uh, that's kind of addictive. But it's different. It's very different. And so yield farming and stuff and having things locked up and trying to time everything correctly, and where's my money going during this epic, I think that can be kind of exciting and seeing where NFTs go and maybe seeing if brands come on board and other things like that and see how AI with Ben Gortzel is going to be and other things like that. I think that um, I'm thinking this is all a discount at this point.
Yeah.
Anything below $1 is 100% buy zone, and I don't feel bad about it at
No.
all.
And
Um,
that's why I wanted my parents to jump into cryptos right now more than stocks, because you look at the biggest stocks and they're down 5%, maybe 10% from their all-time highs, and you have Cardano down more than 60% from its all-time highs. Like,
mhm.
yeah, that's a way bigger discount, right?
Right,
So that's how I'm
right.
viewing it. I'm not
And
saying don't buy stocks. I'm just saying,
so I got in on GME, right? GameStop. I got in on GameStop back
what
in
price?
2020. What price? Um, my lowest I got in at was in the $40 range. Um, and then I sold off at around 200 and I bought back in and then I sold off at like 380
Nice.
and I rolled that immediately into Dogecoin
Oh man.
at at 0.0019, like everything.
You still holding?
And then I sold Dogecoin when it hit 8 cents for the first time.
Still.
So under 0019. So yeah, like under a penny. So 20th of a penny. And so I sold at 8 cents. And then I took everything that I had at that point, and I already had some ADA, you know, because I did my research and stuff, and then I took everything and just threw it in at ADA for the final time at like 33 cents. And then I cashed out a little bit once it had a first major uptick to like 90 cents, sold, and I bought back in at like 70 cents for ADA. And then once I hit $1, I bought even more to where it was just like, okay. And so, and then I have like a saving, like, so I have an ADA like savings wallet. And I would implore anybody to do this, regardless of what it is, right? So you
Like
take some of your ADA
you don't spend that on
that I
NFTs.
can't touch, that I just can't touch,
Gotcha.
right? And so I refuse to touch that. That is legit like retirement money. I consider it 401k. It is literally just staked into zero pool, and it's earning like a steady 4 or 5%, and I can move it anywhere I want to, depending on how stake pools are doing or whatever. But I don't touch it. I don't take it off staking. I don't do anything. I just leave it alone. And I've all this time around in the project, I have almost had to dip into it just to make sure that people get paid, and I want to do what I can for the community and stuff like that. And so that was the only like kind of scary time. Like I'm sitting at like 300 ADA right now in
Mm.
my wallet. Like let's go. So I'm broke.
What was your most recent purchase? You want to tell everybody?
Well, so I got a Space Bud, which was good, and I always wanted like to have Space Bud and stuff like that, and I think and I had a debate with people on Discord, in my own Discord, and they were like, I hate Space Buds. I hate the way they look, and I
Hmm.
don't like them. And I was like, well, I think they were made to be a PFP, and I think that when it's inside your wallet, it's a completely different feeling. Like
Yeah.
you feel like you're holding a true, like original, OG, old school CNFT, and it is the most solid project where if you were to post it on even something close to the floor, it would get scooped up within an hour for like 6,000 ADA, 7,000 ADA, whatever it may be. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. If it's under 7,000, you could sell it within an hour.
This
And
just
so,
in, by the way. I just got messaged. Pug Dow just rugged.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's not Dow season, guys. It is
Dude, if
we got
rats rugged, I have a lot of like rats are probably the second most expensive like purchase I did in
but they
NFTs.
have a berry though. They have a berry.
They do. I don't know though. I don't know.
Fine. Because here's the thing, like berries are good, like because well, it's rained by berry, but you know what I mean. Like it was literally the first ever NFT on Cardano, and so the sales on it are not huge, right? But if you list it for 80K, which is astronomical, right? I think 80,000 ADA is insane, right? It would maybe sell, but it would take time, right? I don't think Ratsdow is like that. I mean,
I
just a
don't think
feeling,
so either. I don't.
just a feeling.
Hmm.
They've been there for a while, and I think they have a huge support behind them. I
Yeah.
don't think Piggy Bank DAO and Pug DAO and stuff like that had any sort of really strong community backing. I think Rats DAO does,
Yeah. It's super
which is
easy to
good.
say this in hindsight, but when I first saw somebody shilling in my Discord about Pug DAO, I saw like the artwork, and I was like, oh, that's a rug.
Yeah.
But like, I
Yeah.
didn't
I
even
mean,
jump into
sometimes
the
you get that
Discord.
feeling.
I didn't even
Yeah.
look at the Discord. I was just like, that looks like crap. But I got a lot of people telling me like, hey, cover this project. Hey, cover this project. I probably would have covered it in another few days, but I guess they rugged.
Okay. Okay. That's kind of, dude. And like I said, like it's almost to the point where you don't know what to mint. I mean, really,
Yeah.
you really don't.
I
Like you
like
had something that was called FUD Buddies come
yeah.
out, right? And you're like, shit.
But the team, was
But the
was
team is good,
yeah.
right?
And that's how I pick my NFTs mainly is by the teams. I mean, then I say that and I'm minting stuff like Mad Dogs, but you know,
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I think either Mad Dogs is 100% made up of Boss Cat people, like I'm talking the same artist, the same people, or this is a theory that people have is that they are actually. Um, do you remember Cardalords?
no.
Cardalords was like a huge like rug pull, and it
Mm,
was done by this guy named Sean, um, who was trying to rug pull a bunch of Cardano people, and he got called out for it. And they did their research and stuff, and some people are saying that it's like boss cat people, in there, like just literally just going to make money. And how boss cat did it was, so they had a floor sweeper, right? Don't get me wrong, like they had a big community. There were people getting tattoos on themselves for boss cats. You know what I'm saying? And that's a life whitelist right there. Like you get whitelist for life on that.
really?
But even I don't know if I'm gonna do that. You
They
know what
they
I
say you
mean?
get whitelist for life if you do a tattoo.
Yes. Yes.
They incentivize people to get a tattoo.
Yes.
I don't know about that,
And
but
then
all
there's
right.
people that like, you know, with the owner like wanting to dox people, um, you know, uh, wash trading. Like wash trading was
Mm,
um, promoted, I guess you would say. And I'm not trying to spill tea, like whatever. This is a podcast. I don't want this to be like a spicy thing, but I mean, this is truths. You know what I'm saying? So everybody kind of knew what wash trading was, and so wash trading is where I send you an NFT for $3,000. You send me an NFT for $3,000. We post, and then we get like promoted for it essentially within our
mm,
group. So the incentivization was people would create multiple wallets, and the biggest thing that you hear in the space is that what's the holder count? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
yeah,
there's 10,000 of these things and it's held by 7,000 different wallets. Look at this. This is crazy spread on it. Like, the
yeah,
community is huge, right?
yeah,
And it's people creating multiple wallets. And the reason why they created multiple wallets is because that increased your chance to win a raffle. The more wallets you had that held boss cats, well, it was if
yeah,
one wallet held two boss cats, it wouldn't hold the same raffle value as two wallets holding one separate boss cat in each. And
yeah.
so
And they
you
made it that way
participate
too
that.
for their real estate men, didn't they?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And so um, then you have the wash trading. And so you can look at transactions. And although they are legitimate trades, I mean, they were back and forth. It was just one person trading to the next person and using their own ADA to pump up the volume, right? And so you add that and it's very dangerous because people think, look at the volume on this thing.
Yeah.
Look at the volume on this thing. Sales all the time, sales all the time. And if you look at it, there's not as much wash trading now. Things have
Yeah.
calmed down. They're not like pumping any sort of next part of the project. And if you look at the price of the Boss Cats, it's gone down from 3,800 to 17, and
Yeah.
then it pumped back up. because people are like, okay, this is the buy. This is a point where it's a buy situation. I mean, look at the volume, look at the history, look at this. There's no way it's going to go down. And then next thing you know, it jumps back up to 2,000, and then it's just going to go down again. And then people are going to buy zone, but it's going to get lower and lower. And so until something next comes out with a project, but who knows? Maybe it's nothing. Maybe they're just building a metaverse. Maybe they're doing all the right things. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
maybe they're focusing on Mad Dog Car Club. I don't know.
Yeah.
These are all theories, I guess you'd say. But
Yeah.
I've
I
done plenty
mean,
of research on Basket Rock Club. Originally, I was going to buy one, just because I felt like I missed out. You get the FOMO, right? And you think, oh, it's a good community. And then all of a sudden I started to research it a little bit more and talk to people, with a little bit more knowledge than me, right? Because that's a lot of people. And and so after that, I was like, okay, I see. And then I was just like, I'm done. I can't do it. So who knows? And then like rocket parts are still like 8K, 16K.
no, I think they're like 4,000. Let me check.
Really?
I think so. I could be wrong. Let me see.
And then, going into the Discord and after the land sale, they were like, basically, if you sell for under 500, you're going to get banned.
3,900 floor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're the next one in line is 4,000. So 108 a difference.
Okay.
Very thin floor.
Yeah. It was just like selling land plots for under 500. If you don't do it, then you're going to get banned. We'll find out who you are and you'll get banned.
If what?
If you don't sell land plots above 500.
What? They said they were gonna
Yeah.
ban you for that?
Yeah.
How would they even know?
Track address maybe, I don't know.
Hmm.
Empty threat, but it was just like I saw it in Discord. It was like this is the price you will put it at. Anything below that is a bannable offense,
Wow.
which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, not my Discord, not my project. You know what I mean? People be like, "I wish you were boss cats, dude. We'd be making millions." And it's
Yeah.
like, I can't, dude. I'm just one guy with a full time job, 3 kids, a wife, like struggling with depression. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm trying to do something. Maybe it's not adequate enough, but I'm trying. And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to defraud you or anybody that's in there. Like, I'm trying to be genuine as possible. And
Yeah.
so, um, yeah,
Like
I
I
just,
think as a community member, like your job is it's whatever you want it to be, but like as an active community member, you asking questions is you helping the entire community. And
right.
if that offends a project, it shouldn't. Like your job as the project owner is to come up with a solution to these questions. If you don't have a
Hmm.
solution, your job is to be transparent. And if you're not,
Hmm.
then nobody should be investing in you. I mean, you don't join stocks and, be like, oh, well, I don't know what this stock does, but, I think it looks cool.
I'm into it, bro.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But that's what we do here. It's like, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
these five people. One guy's name is Jim, the other one's name is Bob, and they
Right.
say they're from Argentina and they've been developing for 30 years, so I'm going to give him a lot of
Right.
money. He's 28
Okay.
years old, but he's been a developer for 30. This is
30.
pretty
Okay.
sick. Like,
Makes sense, dude. I straight out the womb. But it's
I
like
just,
I would love to bring Blue Magic or whatever on the podcast and talk to them. Be like,
that'd be
hey,
cool.
let's. And it's not even like let's set the record straight. Like nobody has heard from you. Like let's talk.
Yeah,
Right? How hard is that? It's not hard. Like let's get you on the mic. You don't even have to share your video, right? Although I do like seeing people's faces. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's not mandatory. The
I mean,
point
I
is
had
like
I had Peppers in an interview, and he didn't want to show his face, so I could have
right,
people on here if they don't want to show their face.
right. And so it's more along the lines of like speak. Let your project be heard. Let your voice be heard. If there's questions or not questions, or you want to promote, or you don't want to promote, or you just kind of want to set a record straight, or you just want to shoot the shit, like do it.
Yeah.
At least let people hear from you, right? More than behind the keyboard or whatever it may be. It's like just be part of it.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I don't think if they have some like maybe idea of like, oh, I wanted to surprise you, that sort of thing, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
right,
we wanted to have like a fully ready project. It's like, well, maybe you should have had a fully ready project and then surprised everybody with your mint after you had this fully ready project, you
right,
know? Like,
right, right,
it's
right,
really hard to convince people, I mean, apparently not actually, to buy your mint if you don't have a proof of concept. But apparently, I mean,
right,
that's what we've been doing in Cardano and many
right.
other NFTs in general. This has kind of been that like, oh yeah, let me mint and then we'll take this money and we'll develop this thing that I think you'll like that we haven't even started yet. And like, yeah, let's
Right.
do it. And it's,
Well, so I'm going to mark off DAO from possibility of utility for my project. I'm not going to do a DAO from this point forward. I can promise you. That is kind of forbidden territory now, I would say. People see that, they should probably run away.
no use for a name. I know I've seen you in my Discord. What's up, homie? He says, wow, Yeti's still rising. What do you think about Yetis?
Kind of an anomaly, right?
Yeah, they were
Like
like, what,
they
25
seem
ADA?
right, but they seem really like pretty cool. And I know no use for a name. Cool
Yeah,
guy. He was in the Lizards Discord and stuff. So birds of a feather, I guess. But I think he's everywhere. Like to be quite honest with you, he's like a
yeah.
plus he's crypto slasher. So I know who that is. I follow him on Twitter and we engage on Twitter a little bit. The Yetis. I think they had something pretty interesting in their roadmap. I don't remember exactly what it is. Let me try to research real quick. Um,
Yeah, I actually don't know too much about him either. I don't even know if I'm
Cardano.
in their Discord. Maybe I
Wow, what a hater!
am.
Can't even believe it. Are you even real?
Dude, actually, I've been hoping that people don't get mad because I refuse to do Nitro just because I'm a cheap bastard, and
You serious?
I have to constantly leave Discords and then rejoin if I like them so that I can research other projects.
Oh Jesus!
I've been thinking about making multiple accounts just so I don't have to pay for Nitro.
So, are we gonna have to boost your server? Is that what you're telling us?
My server is crazy. It's actually I think level 3. I didn't even ask people to boost it. I didn't even know what a boost
Is it?
did. But yeah,
It's
if you want to
14 out of
boost it,
14. More emojis, animated GIF, like stuff like that. GIF backgrounds, other things like that. Cool shit.
okay. Yeah, come by. Lord Vader, one of my mods, has been making a bunch of really cool stickers, and he made a banner and a GIF for the stream. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
coming along pretty cool.
So yeah, with Yetis, I did not mint just because again, like I haven't been able to mint anything recently. Um, but yeah, Yetis look pretty cool. I know that Tyler Ghost or whatever, he got into Yetis. I think he might have sold his. He was also into Filthy Rich Horses, I want to
Oh
say.
yeah, yeah. I didn't mint, but I bought two off the floor. No, three off the floor. Two for 50 and one for 64, and now it's down to 44. So ouch, but whatever.
Yeah. That
Not
hurt. I
horrible.
mean, it hurts. We take our lumps too, Not
Yeah,
everything can be a win,
yeah.
right?
I
And
knew
then let's
better.
see.
I shouldn't have bought that one for 64. But he had the record in his mouth, and I was like, oh, it looks so cool.
That does
So
look pretty cool, yeah.
I got it. Yeah, I got my
But
hay drops.
the one thing that I did notice is it's sometimes hard to distinguish it from the background, right? On the darker horses,
Yeah,
sometimes, depending on what background it is. It just seemed to blend very, very,
I I do
a little bit
tend
too much,
to
I guess you would say.
ignore the art for the most part. I try to look at like just purely like what is the utility, who are the people that are actually buying these, and I saw that DGen Travis was really bullish on them, and I was like, okay, you know, Travis
Really?
rips apart a lot of projects, so for Travis
Yeah,
to be bullish
Travis
on something
Travis will
made me
release a
like,
video
Yeah.
He'll he'll release a video like, "What am I minting? Literally nothing. It's all trash." It's like, you
He's
know
a
what I
savage,
mean?
man. He's an absolute savage.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. It's the rug pull. Looks like a rug pull. It's like, dude, they've been around for like 12 months. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, Clay looks like a rug pull. Not gonna do it.
Did he
It's
say that
like, dude,
about Clay?
whatever. No, he didn't
Oh,
say that,
okay. You
but
just gotcha.
that's how ridiculous some of his shit is, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
guy is cool as hell. I realize he's a fucking whale. That's oh, I can't say that.
What?
I think I dropped the first f bomb on
Can you
our
not say
podcast
F?
history. Uh, I'm gonna try not to.
I looked at the like monetization guidelines and you can swear moderately. So I don't know if like, you
Okay.
know, that is one of the no words, but I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
So he's a whale,
Yeah.
essentially a blubbery mess of a whale, and so he was really big into the zombies, right? Am I correct?
Zombie chains?
Zombie chains. He was big into. I
I
think
don't remember.
he minted the heck out of them. That's what I
Okay.
remember. And I think he did the same thing for the Degen Crypto Club, I want to say. But for sure, zombies.
Yeah,
Unchained.
I think he bought a crap ton of. Did he buy a bunch of Benjamin's eggs too? I could be wrong about that, but I thought he did.
Yes. Yes. It was him, and I want to say Viva La Coin.
I don't know Viva La Coin.
Viva La Coin is like a lizard maxi.
Hey,
Okay. And on top of that, he supports like Clays and stuff like that. I think he actually got into Benjamin Group as well. But yeah, I think DJ and Travis minted a lot of eggs, which I don't know
yeah.
what they do. Like, what's all in
Well,
the eggs?
oh dude, so it's the eggs are so cool. It's Benjamin's group and it's oh why can't I remember his name? It's too late. I'm getting tired. But the dude is an ETH artist, and he is making these NFTs that evolve. So originally it was just like a podium, and then on the podium was like a shroud that was like
Right.
covering what was on there, and then the shroud went away slowly, and it revealed an egg. So now we're left with
Okay.
these eggs, which were originally the shrouds, and the eggs are starting to crack. And so I own one egg. I bought it off the aftermarket for 100, and it like is like cracked on the top, and then eventually they're going to break out and be some sort of creature. I don't know what.
Okay.
But also he's creating and working with some other people to create other projects kind of like under this umbrella is how I view it. So like it's the
Okay.
Benjamin's egg, and then under it we have Future Fest, and then another one under it is Cycler, and you
Okay.
get whitelisted by being a holder of Benjamin's egg, which is why I say I'm a budget Benjamin's egg.
Right, but in order to be in the Benjamin Club, you have to get invited. Is that correct?
I thought you just had to have an egg. I joined the
Okay, so
Discord before I owned an egg, and then I bought an egg, and I spoke in there too with him. He's a pretty cool guy, but
okay,
his artwork on
you got
Ethereum.
invited. You had to have got invited to it.
I guess I did use an invite link. That's true. I
See?
never thought about it. Um,
The perks of being a famous YouTuber guy. It's right here. It's
yeah.
like I couldn't get in.
Oh,
I tried to get invited. Nobody I knew was really like. They're like, I already gave an invite to somebody, and I'm like, okay, that's
you can
cool.
only do one invite.
I think it's one or two invites. Yeah.
Oh, I got invited, I think, by Cardano Keith, who was like one of the first friends I ever met on here, and he's a homie. He created my Discord. There's the equine stable that I think I was telling you about yesterday,
Yes.
and
I have
yeah.
my. I showed off my 153
Oh,
equine.
I'm so jealous. All my
I want
equines
to
are
sell
big.
it. I really do. I want to sell it, and I want to make fat bank off of it. But I feel like once the game comes out this winter, maybe people will want my horse, and I'll have to offer its services.
Yeah,
But I mean, is that going to be worth what I could get out of it right now? I don't know. Who knows, right?
I think equine's gonna be one of the biggest projects on Cardano.
You think so?
I think so. Faha Dukin, you know him, right?
Well, of course.
So I mean, that alone speaks a lot. But also, there was D Race, and this is way better than D Race from what I've seen.
Okay.
Or like it could be. Obviously, it's not developed yet, but
Okay.
it looks really cool. I bought two of the Jade skins, one for 80 and one for like 90, I think. And now the floor for Jade skins is like 50. I really want to buy a few more. There's only 237 Jade skins. So,
Really?
yeah. And dude, I don't know. These might be the most undervalued NFTs, like the Jade skins.
Oh,
I
well, I
don't
mean,
know.
are you going to change it from Pavia
Uh,
to
I mean,
Equine?
if you have to go with like like for certain, like life or death, what is going to make me more money in a year, you know, I'd probably go Pavia.
You think so?
Yeah, if you put a gun to my head and said I have to make a decision, I would say Pavia over this equine horse skin.
Well,
The
horse skin, of
Yeah,
course,
horse
but I'm saying
skin.
the game.
Oh,
Wait, so you don't own, oh, wait, do you own a horse?
I own two horses,
Okay, so you
but
own a
they both
horse.
suck. But yeah, I
They
do.
both suck ass. I think you have like
Yeah,
a 136.
I no
Or-
no. I have a 106.
Did you
And
mint that?
yes, and then I minted another because I was mad, and I got a 101.
Oh
I want my money back.
my God,
And
dude.
and I didn't even get a horse skin. I got a freaking jockey skin back to back.
And dude,
I
did you get an old man? Did you get an old man jockey
No,
skin?
no, I got the
Oh, I
skater.
did.
I got the skater.
I got a skater and an old man. I sold that shit right away. I was like, forget about it.
Dude, I got wrecked on that mint. Absolutely wrecked. And I
Dude,
bought two skins after that that are now almost 50% off.
that's 500
Wrecked.
ADA. You realize you spent like 500 ADA. It was like
Yeah, but you
250, wasn't
realize
it?
right now I could sell both those horses for 800 a total.
There's no way.
The floor is 350 right now.
Dude, you got Kmart horses, dude.
Yeah, I
I hate to
do.
break it to you. If
I've
you,
looked
you
on the
ain't
floor
there,
though. My horse is barely better than the floor ones.
are you serious?
The floor ones are bad. They're floor for a reason, man. People been scooping up the good ones before the floor went up. They're bad.
I'm shocked.
They're
I'm shocked
bad.
right now.
I could be wrong. Somebody quote me. I could be wrong, but last time I checked a few days ago when they were like 250, 290, getting past 300, and they were all bad. I like could not
Dude, you're
convince myself to
talking,
buy
bro.
one.
Your stats 106 almost make me want to throw up.
They're bad. Yeah.
Okay.
No, my horse is shit. It's horrible. They're bad horses.
Dude, I'm sitting here with like my 153 being like, I'll see you on the finish line, bro.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but you, like you said, you could get a reroll though.
So that's why I'm not too bummed. But yeah, I need to wait 2 years before I can reroll though. That's a long time in crypto.
Are you serious?
They
Two
because
years?
yeah, they last 18 months and then they reroll. Yeah,
Dude, that's rough.
it's very rough.
Sell your 106 and try to get a mid horse for like 400.
I don't know if that's
Because then
possible.
you'll be up total 100 at that time, or buy one just enough to cover your shitty skin purchase, which Jade is not a shitty skin, but I'm saying
Dude,
at the
I think the
time,
skins are gonna go up in time.
hopefully they do. I mean, I hope they do.
Yeah.
But if there's only 237, how many horses are there? Is it like
Like 11,000, close to that.
it's like 11,000? Yeah, 11, 12,000, right? And
Yeah.
so if there's only 237 Jade skins, that's
Yeah.
so freaking rare, dude.
And if you go and look at all the skins that are better than Jade, I think there's only maybe like 500 to 800 skins that are better than Jade. Like,
Really?
so, like combined. Because there's Ruby, and then there's Onyx, and then there's like the Dark Horse, and then the Robot Horse, and all that. But those
Yeah.
are super, super rare. I think there's only like maybe like 20 or 30 of those. So,
Really?
yeah.
Damn.
I could be wrong. We can go on NFT Jam right now and see all that.
That is true.
NFT Jam.
Shout out to NFT Jam, right?
Yeah, shout outs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Equine. Let's go to the skins. Let's go to deluxe skin. What is that? Okay, so these are the deluxe skins. I know you guys can't see me, but there's 204 deluxe skins. Um, Actually, just be better if I could. I'll just click on a horse, I think. Yeah. Okay, so
Let's see.
there's
I'll bring it up. I ain't feeling bad.
there's a clown horse which is 36. Um, I need to zoom in because the pie chart is really small. So the best horse you can get, I think, is a clown horse, or no, it's a gold horse. No, it's not. These are really tiny. Oh my goodness. All right, it's really hard to see these, but there's probably like 800 skins that are better. I'm not gonna go into all that. That's hurting my eyes. I zoomed in all the way and still couldn't figure it out. You said turn up my mic. Is my mic really that quiet?
You quiet.
Yeah.
Grandmaster
You
Adventure.
tell me. You tell me. 2.5 hours into the stream, my mic's quiet. I see you.
Equine Pioneer posters. Jockeys, horses, Pioneer skins. Oh God,
How's that? Is that a little bit better?
dude, you sound majestic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got amethyst and stuff.
Your horse only 119. That's pretty good though. Only left audio from. Oh, what the? I can fix that. I hope.
Yeah, see, this robot skin horse is like $299. I don't know if people can see that.
All right. So what
No, they
about
can't.
now? Oh yeah. What? How much is that one?
See that little sci-fi horse? Two
Yeah.
ninety nine.
There's 299 of them, or that's how much it is.
No, that's how much it is.
Man, I feel like that's a steal.
And there's 158 of them.
Oh wow, that's more than I thought. Much
Yeah.
better. Cool. Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just holding on my horse and my old man jockey, you know, and praying for the sun. That's all I'm doing, man. I'm
Man,
hoping.
they're. I heard that they don't want to do gambling either, so they're gonna let another, I guess, company set up their gambling on the side, so that you can
Which is
bet against the
fine.
horse races. I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing that for football games and stuff like that next fall.
Hold like a Discord channel for it.
Have like a Discord gambling, right? Where you have an automatic escrow service, right? Like a CNFT bot, right? And so everybody's putting their money into it, right? And then on the flip side of that bet, like you can have a possibility of a side bet, like what is the score at this time? And it can be in real time, essentially, as long as there's people who buy into it, right? So it's almost like contract. But those are one things that we need to watch out for,
I was gonna
right?
say,
Is
like,
the
do you
leagues.
live in a state where gambling is legal?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, and then on top of that, like um, since we are dealing with smart contracts right now, I think it is very important that people understand that, and it's going on in Ethereum, right? Not everybody who writes a smart contract has your best interest involved. Period. Like they can put anything in that smart contract if you do not read it, or the person who is sending out art, you know, these NFT people, if they don't know their artist, or if they don't know the person doing their metadata, or they don't know the person who's writing the smart contract to make this happen, they can put something in there to where once you sign it, you release your funds, you release custody of your wallet, and they can drain that shit. So you better hope that you trust the person who is writing the smart contract to put your NFT on the chain. That's
Really, they
all I'm
can
saying.
drain your ADA with a smart contract?
Look at this. Like it's happening on Ethereum right now.
What?
It happened to 31 projects, if not 32 projects, based on
Wow.
artists. Yeah, they wrote it with a smart contract, and the people slowly started to absorb their funds, and then now people have been completely rugged.
How do you prevent that?
Reading the contract and not accepting it. And that's up to a dev. That's 100% up to the person running the project. Like if you're lazy and you don't, if you put 100% trust in these artists that do your work, you know, who knows what they're going to do. And if you're like, oh, I trusted the person, like I thought they were going to do everything right, it's like, well, how much do you actually trust them, right? So the people doing your project, you have to really, really trust.
Huh.
That's all I'm saying. Get Ethereum, do some research. You can talk about it in a video, whatever, and not to scare people, but that's going to be reality at some point.
We need to be aware. That's for sure.
Yeah,
But how do you
because
know? How do you do your research? Like, let's say a new project comes out. How do you do your research to say, like, oh, I read the smart contract before I minted? Like, how do you know?
oh, that particular thing, I don't look at me. Like
Oh,
I'm
well,
just
well, actually, the minting isn't a smart contract, right? Like, that's just sending money to an address and then getting it
right,
back.
but on the actual, like, where it's sent, like let's say from OpenSea or whatever it is, you
Right.
know, um, like depending on how you mint can be through a smart contract though. If they do
Okay,
it
but
through
you
a
would have to
website,
still sign it using Nami,
well,
right?
right, but
Instead of just
once you
sending.
sign, right, once you sign that, it's a binding contract. And so
Yeah.
what happens is on Ethereum, the artists who were doing it actually, I'm trying, dude, I just heard about this, like, not, but like, I don't know.
That is insane.
Ethereum, hold on. Eat scammed.
Appreciate you stopping by, Ghost. Have a good night, man.
Oh, Ghost is going to sleep. All right.
Yeah. He said he'll see me at 3. Heck yeah, guys, don't forget, we going live. I'm going live for the mint, too, because I feel like a lot of people, they don't go live for their mint. I'm going to be live the whole time. I'm probably going to be playing A to Zoo, just chilling.
Oh,
But I'll be,
tomorrow?
yeah,
A to Z.
dude, I'm going to be chilling. I'm going
Got
to
it.
be live.
All right. Well, if you get flooded,
Oh, man. I'm expecting somebody to have a bad time. It happens. But I'd rather be there than, be like, oh, I decided to like go to bed and wake up the next morning, right, as my mint went off, which I've seen plenty of projects do. I'm not trying to do that.
dude, Coco Loco Gold Palm Chain just sold on JPG Store, 300 ADA.
Not bad.
Look at that majestic creature.
Lower it a little bit. Hey.
Look at that.
So they're still selling, huh?
Coco Loco.
That's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
So the okay, so I'm trying to find it, but I read this, and it was a big long article. Essentially, it was almost like it was done over multiple projects, right? All done by one particular artist, right? And as it spread out, he slowly started siphoning the funds from these based on part of the smart contract that he wrote to make these transactions like go through. So essentially, okay, so your artist or your mentor, whatever it may be, when they're sending these smart contracts through to make these transactions go through, um, just make sure you trust those people, like that, plain and simple, because there could be something in the fine print, right? That might say you give up custody of this particular wallet.
That's really
You know,
terrifying. Because how do you
right?
trust somebody 100% in a place where
That's the
people
point.
don't dox 90%?
That's the point, and you have to think like with how many people are coming out nowadays, right? With not like laziness, right? I don't want to say that, but they just want to get out a CNFT project so bad because they want to make it that they'll hire any artist. they'll hire anybody to do the mint, and they'll rush the mint, they'll rush the art. They just want to get it out. And how long do you think it's going to take for somebody to take advantage of that situation, somebody's mess up?
I mean, if
Like,
you've
sure,
already written, one of those scripts or one of those smart contracts, it's not going to take you long at all to write another one.
right.
So,
And so it's like people have to do their due diligence, man. And
damn.
um, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to look at it just to make sure that I can do it justice.
Have a
Okay.
good night, Fox. That's my dad, by the way. Have a good night, man.
Oh, that was your dad?
Yeah, my dad's
Did
Fox
I just
Mulder.
curse him? Did I just curse in front of your dad?
How dare you?
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
You better not
I
tell him I kissed a
apologize,
girl.
sir. I'm not trying to influence your son to do bad things.
No, I got
I
my dad into
swear.
NFTs. I think it's kind of funny because a lot of people. I think parents like when we go hang out with like some of my dad's friends and stuff. They're some of them are just really not interested in anything new from what they know. They're like, oh, I got my stocks. Like I don't want to hear about crypto. It's gonna be a scam. Like it's all fake. Like it's not real
Right.
money. And I'm just like, okay.
Right.
So it's kind of cool that he lets me shill him on some NFTs and stuff. Let alone like cryptos.
Yeah, I my parents are too old. Like they don't understand. Like they don't I was like, hey, this is crypto. This is what it is. This is why it's going to be part not necessarily of your future, but your grandchildren's future. It'll
Mm-hmm.
be a part of my future, right? Because I'll have to live in it when I'm like 60 or whatever it is. Um, but I feel like if I don't educate my kids on it, like what is an NFT, I believe that those things are 100% going to be part of their future,
I
right?
think so
And
too.
so they're going to be living with it every single day, a smart contract or whatever it may be. And so my parents, I could try to convince them to get into crypto. They would just be like, it's all dumb. I don't understand it. It was this technology. It's on my phone. Where's the actual coin?
Yeah.
They want to hold the coin in their hand, right? And so,
And they're not
um,
gonna like the fluctuations. Like it's different from
yeah.
stocks.
And you can tell they just weren't meant. There were people that were not meant for crypto life.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're never going to adopt it. They're never going to get into it. It's just going to be fiat forever. Right. And so they'll get left behind. Right. And then you have the people that are the mass adopters or whatever that come in late that jump onto shit. And, you know, people who are new in the space are going to make money off of those people. Right. Selling them their shit bags and just being like pumping it. Right.
Yeah.
And so, then there's like the early adopters. These people go through hell and back. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Like we're the early adopters, um, especially on Cardano and stuff like that. We're very, very early. And so, um, and you thought like crypto was all in the media and stuff like that. It's not. It's not even close to mass adoption,
No.
right? Mass adoption is when, your grandparents start asking you about it on their own,
Yeah.
right? That's when it becomes like mass adoption, and we're just not there.
I mean, I would
Like,
say like most people know Bitcoin, a little less people know Ethereum, and then nobody knows anything else. Like unless you're
no,
into crypto. Like I try to talk about
right?
Cardano to people that are like, "Oh yeah, I know Bitcoin and Ethereum." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, what do you think about Cardano?" They're like, "What's that?"
Who?
Yeah, and I'm like, "Well, I don't expect everybody to know every coin, but it's in the top 10." Like,
Right, right. It's in there.
yeah.
You know about Doge?
Yeah, and they're like,
Like
"Oh
I
yeah,
remember,
Doge. I'm gonna get a lot of Doge." And I'm like, "Do you know
I
what
remember
Doge
my,
does?"
I remember my uncle. I remember my uncle was like, "Hey, what do you know about that Dogecoin?" And I'm like, "Please don't do it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just stop." Oh, there was one that I always made fun of. It was Safe Moon, and they ended up not being so safe.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they're completely done.
Really?
Last I heard, yeah. And like celebrities are like suing them and shit like that, and people are
Wow.
they're suing celebrities for promotion
Yeah, I heard
of the
about
safe.
that.
And I just think it's funny because it was like everybody was into it, and this dude that I knew from college was like, "Oh, Safe Moon, man, I've put like thousands into it. I'm about to become a millionaire. This, that, and the other. Based, look at the tokenomics." And I'm like, "It's just not gonna work, man. It's just not."
Yeah. It was like a baby version of oh, what's that game where you die in it? That popular movie or show. Oh,
Squid Game.
Squid Games. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you remember that
yeah. It
one,
was. It
so
was. It was like a pon. It was basically a Ponzi scheme like setup,
yeah. It
essentially,
was
much
something like
like
what you couldn't sell your tokens before like a certain time period.
right. It was like locked, and then if you sold, like it would burn half of your coin, and then it would send like 2% to every single holder. And I was just like, that's like it's Ponzi schemish. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like shit needs to be regulated. And so I don't I very leery of everything in the space. That's all,
Yeah.
from what NFT to mint right now to, because the thing is, people are seeing the sky falling and they're trying to grab on anything, you know? It's like, how can I squeeze the last bit of ADA out of somebody's pocket, you
Yeah.
know? And I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like there are half of the people here do not get it, right?
Yeah.
They see the thing Dow and they think, oh, we're all going to get rich because we bought a berry and we're going to disperse that amongst 2,000 people and you're going to get so much money. It's like, I don't know if it works like that or if it doesn't. I can't say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking too. Probably the last thing that we bring up because we probably gotta edit pretty shortly.
Oh, I know. I gotta get out of here soon. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I got maybe
So
5 minutes, dude. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I do
Yeah.
not mean
No.
to carry on so much.
No, no, dude. We can carry on just fine. It's just like I know I'm hitting my limit, and I know you got work tomorrow too. So, um,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah. Last thing I was just gonna say is without people doxing, it really sets up these people for like a win-win situation, and us for like a 50-50. If you don't dox and then the space is doing great, you can easily continue with this project and be like, yeah, everybody loves us. Our floor price went up. Like I'm getting royalties. So I was able to use those royalties to throw it into this and that. And now our project's
Mhm.
even bigger. And now I'll dox and now I'm great and everybody loves me. But it also sets them
Right.
up for the same situation. Like, oh, crypto went to shit. And now these NFTs aren't worth anything. I'm not getting any royalties because they're not trading. I can't make ends meet. Boom, I'm dipping. Like
Right.
some of these people, I don't think set themselves up like, oh, I'm gonna cheat people and rug them. They set themselves up for like I'll kind of see what happens.
Right. And I think that I need to find some sort of like utility, right? So you have a nice utility with the whitelisting and things like that, right?
Yeah,
I think with certain projects, people are expecting more, and I don't know exactly what to deliver in that sort of situation. Maybe that's something we could save for next time, or maybe something somebody can comment down below, right?
yeah,
If people are watching this on
like
a
tomorrow or
later
something.
stream or whatever it may
Because
be.
yeah,
Um, Suggestions, anything like that, leave comments below. Like
yeah,
we'll read. I will read 100% everything that everybody says down below. And I'll try to react as much as possible to everything and take everything into consideration. I hope you do the same. I think we're on the same page as far as this thing goes. So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I have a suggestions channel for my NFTs. I'm willing to do anything, as long as it's like makes sense and it's good for everybody.
yeah,
I have some ideas in my head, but I don't want to say them out loud because I don't want to promise anything. I want to make it before I release it. So
right,
yeah.
right. But yeah, you meant tomorrow. What
Yeah,
time?
mint tomorrow at 8 p.m. UTC, 25 ADA,
Okay, so
300 drop. Do
3
not
p.m. Eastern
listen
Standard.
to anybody who DMs you. I will not DM you. If it looks like I'm DMing you, it is a scam. It is somebody else using my profile picture. Do not trust an address being sent to your inbox. But yeah, any closing notes?
That's it. Neo, thanks for having me on. I look forward, honestly, to do the next one. Sorry, I'll try to be more conscientious of time.
Oh no, dude, it's all good.
Or whatever. So,
I was just letting it
but
roll.
other than that, super excited. Like,
Yeah.
this is great. I'm glad we met. I'm glad I got up the guts to talk to you and bring this up in a professional manner.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Have a good one, everybody.
All right. You too. Thanks for hanging out.